By what right did you rush in and overturn their foundation? This isn't called justice, this is called being meddlesome and insecure. In plain terms, I see you're stronger than me, I'm afraid you'll beat me up in the future, so I'll cripple you now. And you have the nerve to say it's to avoid war. How do you have the nerve to open your mouth? Is your mouth borrowed and you're in a hurry to return it? The most beastly part is yet to come. Huo Yuhao and the others blew up the armory, sending 1/3 of the population of Mingdu to the sky on the spot. 1/3, my friends. What kind of concept is that? That's how many tens of thousands of lives. That's countless families. That's corpses and ruins all over the streets. Among those people, there were old people, children, pregnant women. There were aunties who had just set up stalls to sell vegetables in the morning, and children who had just learned to walk. Did they even know who Huo Yuhao was? What did they do wrong? Chapter 219, Shrek protects Huo Yuhao. Twisted values, disgusting. Who did they provoke? Who did they offend? Just because of one line from Huo Yuhao, to avoid war, these people deserve to die. Should they be treated as stepping stones for him to achieve justice? Let me ask you, Huo Yuhao, do you think you're especially great? Do you think blowing so many people to death makes you particularly bold? Do you think you're more noble than those evil soul masters? Evil soul masters kill to cultivate, for power, at least they don't pretend. What about you? You kill for justice, for peace. Good grief, you've even managed to derive a sense of moral superiority from killing. You really can spin a tale, you can make black look white and the dead look alive. What's even more disgusting is that old codger, N.A.N. After learning how many tens of thousands Huo Yuhao blew up, his first reaction wasn't to scold him, nor was it shock. Instead, he secretly said, "Let this rot in your stomach, don't let it get out." Damn, is this how Shrek Academy teaches its students? Is this how you monitor the world? So, Shrek's justice depends on one's household registration. As long as the bad deed is done by someone from the Duluo continent, it can be covered up. As long as foreigners die, there's no need to take responsibility. What was the slogan of the Shrek Monitor group again? Uphold justice in the world. I think you should just change it to protect the thugs of the Duluo continent. I'm not at all surprised that such a garbage educational institution could produce a student capable of such beastly acts. If the beam is not straight, the rafters will be crooked. That old codger N.A.N. is a law-blind piece of human trash himself. What kind of good bird could he possibly teach? What's even more ridiculous is the group of sycophants whitewashing Huo Yuhao. Saying things like, the commoners of the Sun Moon Empire aren't innocent either, they must have supported the war. Pa! Huo Yuhao himself admitted in the book that he blew up innocent commoners. Do you think you understand better than the author? Did you crawl into the book and investigate house by house? According to your logic, does being born in an enemy country mean you deserve to be blown up? Does having the wrong nationality mean you deserve to die? Then let me ask you, if war breaks out one day and people from an enemy country rush into your home and blow up your mom, dad, wife, and kids. And then say, you Chinese people definitely supported the war, so you didn't die unjustly. Could you accept that? You can't accept it, right? Then why can you accept it when Huo Yuhao does it? Just because he's handsome. Just because he's the protagonist. Just because you think he will become a good person in the future. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting. This isn't just double standards, this is a completely twisted set of values. As for Huo Yuhao, calling him a terrorist is giving him too much credit. Terrorists at least know they are doing bad things. What about him? He thinks he's a savior after doing bad things. It's not scary for a person to kill, what's scary is when he kills and thinks he's acting on behalf of heaven. This kind of person is a true lunatic, the most dangerous kind of pervert. Hundreds of thousands of lives. If the vengeful spirits of those people could speak, they would probably tear Huo Yuhao apart. A hero, pa. An executioner with hands stained with the blood of civilians like this should be nailed to the pillar of shame in history. Let future generations see what a hypocrite is, what a demon wrapped in the skin of justice is. If Huo Yuhao's mother were still alive and knew her son was a murderer who blew up hundreds of thousands of civilians, she would probably die of anger on the spot. This isn't raising a son, this is giving birth to the king of hell. It could almost be said that the bombing of Mingdu was one of the biggest stains on Huo Yuhao's life. No matter how one tries to whitewash it, it can never be completely cleaned off. As Song Yi commented up to this point, he even felt he had a lot of fighting strength left unused. If it weren't for fear that some analogies or examples wouldn't be clearly understood, or to avoid being banned, Song Yi would have been even more ruthless. It was truly exaggerated and disgusting. What kind of twisted values does such a character convey? The female characters watching were naturally shocked and extremely speechless, all unable to help but want to complain. Du Guyan, good grief, preemptive strike, is a thing now. Then tomorrow, whoever I don't like, I'll stab first, since they might curse me later. Bing Bing is polite. Shrek Monitor Group should just rename themselves the Bandit Group. Even mountain bandits would feel inferior in terms of professional capability. BB Dong, when I fought for power back then, I did it openly. You lot chant justice while slaughtering cities. You've disgusted me. Calm and composed, think about it from another angle. If the Sun Moon Empire really attacked, would Shrek have to blow up their own students first? After all, they might betray in the future. Hot girl, that look on Elder Zon's face is priceless. Don't let anyone know. So is the school motto. Killing is fine, just don't leave evidence. Needle-tailed Swift, 1/3 civilians equals necessary sacrifice. Who did Huo Yuhao learn math from? The Tang sector, a slaughterhouse. I am an orphan. If Huo Yuhao's mother were alive, she would probably publish a notice in the newspaper overnight to disown him. She couldn't afford the shame. Auspicious snow in the forest. Some people are whitewashing it by saying, the commoners also supported the war, then all commoners in the world pay taxes, should they all be killed? Eternal angel, if angels really bless this kind of person, I'd tear off my wings on the spot. Disgraceful. Most loyal believer of the sea god, actually, Lord Poseidon also, forget it, I won't make it up. I can't whitewash this. The only princess, what is bandit logic? This is it, I think they are more like invaders than the Sun Moon Empire. Du Guyan, Huo Yuhao should change his name. Huo Rishan, isn't appropriate, let's call him, Huo the Butcher. That sounds fitting. Bing Bing is polite. Shrek 7 devils. Shrek 7 butchers. One person slaughters 30,000, together they could wipe out a nation. BB Dong, the most ridiculous thing is that they still think they are righteous. I despise those who are both stupid and evil. Calm and composed, reasonably speaking, if this happened in reality, Huo Yuhao would have been globally wanted long ago. A hero, my foot. Hot girl, I want to ask Shrek right now, do you require psychological tests when recruiting students? Or do you specialize in recruiting perverts? Needle-tailed Swift, Elder Zon, well blown up, but don't let anyone know. Shrek education, murder and arson are fine, just don't get caught. I am an orphan. Suddenly I'm glad I'm an orphan, so I don't have to be represented by this kind of hero. Wait, have I said this before? Then I'll say it again. Auspicious snow in the forest. Mingdu citizens, who did we provoke? Huo Yuhao, you were blocking my path to justice. Goddess of light, if the gods truly had spirits in heaven, the first person they would strike down is this kind of believer. Eternal angel, if this were an angel under my command, I would personally cast her down to the mortal realm. Don't tarnish the word angel. Most loyal believer of the sea god. I'll shut up. If I keep talking, I'm afraid Poseidon will curse me in my dreams. The only princess. Disgusting. 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 Important things must be said 3 times. Does this kind of person deserve to be called the only? Pa. Chapter 220. Wanting both chore and honor. Huo Yuhao reveals his true nature. Duo to era. Outside the Shrek Academy dormitories. Fine, fine, fine. Outstanding, absolutely outstanding. Wang Donger was the first to clap her hands. Watching the sharp commentary on the light screen, she felt the corners of her eyes twitch, speechless to the extreme. She was very surprised and couldn't comprehend it, saying, although I am now a member of Shrek Academy, I have to admit, I really feel that if I stay at this school, I will be corrupted by them sooner or later. Xiao Xiao nodded from the side, her expression very serious. I feel the same. I'm so kind-hearted. Won't I also be educated by this Shrek Academy and turned into a heartless killing machine? Directly bombing so many people of the Sun Moon Empire to death, is this even something a human being could do? This Huo Yuhao, isn't he just too exaggerated? The most critical point isn't how many people were killed, but that after killing so many people, Shrek Academy didn't even think there was any problem. Tanya also sighed from the side, muttering, I didn't expect Shrek Academy to be able to act so ruthlessly, so heartlessly. Sigh, perhaps we really left too many filters on Shrek Academy. The 3 girls muttered, all shaking their heads helplessly, completely disappointed in Shrek and this so-called Huo Yuhao. In a special space. Huo Yunner watched the sharp commentary on the light screen. She clearly no longer had a physical existence, she was now in a soul state. But even so, she still clutched her chest, as if her own heart was aching incomparably at this moment. Huo Yunner was a kind-hearted person by nature, otherwise, she wouldn't have been bullied by Dai Waban like that and still told Huo Yuhao not to seek revenge. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been bullied to that extent. Yet, such a person was now seeing her own son capable of killing so many people in the future. You how could you do such things? Huo Yun'er was completely disappointed. Before, she had watched her son be so hesitant and unfaithful in matters of the heart. Who could have imagined that her son would become such an exaggerated and terrifying executioner in the future, slaughtering so many common people and becoming a devil head? Huo Yun'er just sneered, mocking herself. You mother always thought you were a kind child, always thought you were a righteous child. But you have done such things in the future, it is simply outrageous and unforgivable. Yes, it is mother who didn't educate you well back then, it is mother's fault. You don't continue down this wrong path, mother begs you. Huo Yun'er was on the verge of tears, just watching the light screen helplessly. She didn't know what other even more exaggerated things she might see Huo Yuhao do in it. In the light screen. Next, we return to the classic Chang'an asking Love Valley plot. If the previous sharp commentary on Tang San and Tang Wedong regarding Chang'an asking Love Valley was already considered disgusting, then on Huo Yuhao's side, in this same Chang'an asking Love Valley segment, he also completely displayed his own disgusting nature. Many people might not know how outrageous this Chang'an asking Love Valley segment is, so let's restore the scene first. At this time, Huo Yuhao had just finished bombing Mingdu and came to Chang'an asking Love Valley to accept the so-called love asking trial. The love asking trial is the first round. Basically, it's just asking who likes whom, and who is willing to sacrifice what for the other. Asking others is still considered normal, equivalent to just asking for their attitude. But when it came to Huo Yuhao, that was bizarre to the extreme. First question, do you have someone you love? Huo Yuhao answered, yes, Wang Dong'er. Okay, this part is no problem, it counts as confirming the relationship between the two. As a result, the second question immediately ramped up the intensity, do you know that Wang Chuer likes you? If you had met Wang Chuer first, would you be with her? Pay attention, Wang Dong'er was standing right next to him listening. A normal person hearing this kind of question, even if they had some thoughts in their heart, would have to say, no, out loud, right? As a result, how did Huo Yuhao answer? His exact words were, if I had met Wang Chuer first, I might indeed be with her. Opening square bracket question mark. Bro, are you okay? Your girlfriend is right there, and you tell her, if another woman had appeared first, you wouldn't be in the picture. Isn't this just translating to, Wang Dong'er, you only won because of your appearance order? This wasn't even the end. The third question was even more ruthless. If you could do it all over again, would you choose Wang Dong'er or Wang Chuer? Friends, this question is practically a freebie. You already have a girlfriend, and when someone compares another woman to your girlfriend, you should choose your own girlfriend with your eyes closed. As a result, Huo Yuhao, this peerless good boyfriend, answered, I can't choose. I can't choose. Tell me, what do you mean by you can't choose? Wang Dong'er is your lover. She is the person you personally admitted to loving in the first question. Yet, when Wang Chuer is brought out for comparison, you hesitated. What are you hesitating about? Hesitating because Wang Chuer is also good looking. Hesitating because Wang Chuer is more proactive towards you. Or do you want both and can't bear to let go? Isn't this the typical, I want them all, scumbag mentality? The most ridiculous part is that in the first question, he specifically emphasized, I love Wang Dong'er, establishing his devoted persona first. As a result, the next two questions directly exposed him, so, the so-called devoted persona only has this much weight. Saying he loves Dong'er with his mouth, but leaving a spot for Wang Chuer in his heart. Usually pretending to be devoted and loyal, but as soon as it's a multiple choice question, his true thoughts are exposed. What is this called? This is called wanting everything. Eating from the bowl while looking at the pot, and even calling it, valuing relationships and righteousness. Huo Yuhao, oh Huo Yuhao, do you know what it means to love someone? To love someone means she is the only one in your eyes, and there is no room for a second person in your heart. And you, not only did you make room, but you made room quite happily. Still, might be with Wang Chuer. Still, can't choose. What right do you have to say such things? Wang Dong'er gave you her heart, and you are here playing the, I find it hard to choose, drama. The most outrageous thing is Wang Dong'er's reaction. After hearing her boyfriend say, might be with someone else, and, can't choose, a normal girl would have already exploded. But what about Wang Dong'er? Not only was she not angry, but she was moved to tears. To what extent must she have been pu'ad to be like this? What kind of love potion did Huo Yuhao feed her, to make her abandon even her most basic dignity? You give your heart to someone, they treat you as a backup option, and you're still moved. Isn't this the typical, being sold and still helping count the money? This Chang'an asking Love Valley segment, with its 3 questions, completely stripped Huo Yuhao bare. First question, confirming the relationship, establishing a devoted persona. Second question, exposing his inner heart. It turns out Wang Dong are only one because of her appearance order. Third question, completely exposed, he wants both, and can't bear to let go of either. Chapter 221, confirming the scumbag Huo the protagonist. The devoted lover persona completely collapses. Is this the devoted male lead you all were talking about? Is this the deepest lover of the Duluo continent? Closing square bracket. I think top scumbag is more like it. Closing square bracket. Would a devoted person say, I might have been with someone else in front of their girlfriend? Closing square bracket. Would a devoted person say, I can't choose in front of their girlfriend? Closing square bracket. Would a devoted person leave a place in their heart for another woman? Closing square bracket. If this is devotion, then every scumbag in the world could be honored with a memorial arch. Closing square bracket. To put it bluntly, Huo Yuhao's love for Wang Dong never reached that level. Closing square bracket. If you truly love someone, there are no possibilities, and there is no hesitation. Closing square bracket. But what about Huo Yuhao? He has both possibilities and hesitation. Closing square bracket. It's basically written on his face, I want both of them. Closing square bracket. Wang Dong encountering such a guy, she can consider herself to have had the worst luck in 8 lifetimes. Closing square bracket. Not only is she treated as a plan B in life, but she also has to accept the fact that her boyfriend can't choose. Closing square bracket. The most ridiculous part is that she still has to make excuses for him, be moved by him, and maintain his devoted lover persona for him. Closing square bracket. This relationship is even more suffocating than torture. Closing square bracket. From now on, whoever calls Huo Yuhao devoted and loyal, throw this segment of N.A.N asking Love Valley in their face. Closing square bracket. Let them see what saying I love you while holding someone else in my heart really looks like. Closing square bracket. What I want them all while pretending to be deep really means. Closing square bracket. Huo Yuhao, have some shame. Closing square bracket. If you don't have the skills, don't take on the job. Closing square bracket. You want to be a devoted man on one hand, but you can't let go of other women on the other. Closing square bracket. This isn't devotion, this is greed. Closing square bracket. Greedy men are the most disgusting, greedy men are the worst. Closing square bracket. This segment in N.A.N asking Love Valley directly nails Huo Yuhao to the pillar of shame for scumbags. Closing square bracket. Even if you skinned him and pulled his tendons, it wouldn't be an injustice. Closing square bracket. I've seen scumbags, but I've never seen one this scummy. As Song Yi evaluated up to this point, he recalled the plot himself and was afraid he had misremembered. But no matter how he recalled it, the plot in the original work was exactly like this. Huo Yuhao really said that. You can't choose between your own girlfriend and another woman, are you even a man? This is a million times more disgusting than Tang San. It's even more disgusting than Xiao Yan, who married 2 women directly. Xiao Yan had no choice, but you, Huo Yuhao, are choosing actively. You really thought that way in your heart. The female characters watching were also speechless to the extreme. Du Guyan, I was just about to say that old geezer Tang San is truly ruthless, but then the camera cuts. Huo Yuhao, what kind of act are you putting on here? Bing Bing is polite. I thought he was going to make a passionate confession, but he hit me with, I might have fallen for someone else. Big brother, are you sick? BB Dong, hey, men. Saying they only love Wang Dong are on their lips, but leaving an if for Wang Chuer in their hearts. Is this what you call devotion? Calm and composed, I'm trying my best to stay calm, but I really can't. Your girlfriend is standing right there, and you answer, if I had met her first, I might have been with her. Are you tired of living? Hot girl, I literally laughed out loud. You call this a devoted persona? This should be called the, I love you, but I also love her, so since I met you first, I'll just settle for you, persona, right? Needle-tailed Swift. The most absurd part is the next question, giving you a chance to re-choose, choosing between Wang Dong or Wang Chuer. Does this even need thinking? Isn't Wang Dong the one you love? I am an orphan, he chose, I can't choose. Ha 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 ha, Wang Dong, listen to this, your man said he can't choose. He still needs to hesitate between you and her. Auspicious snow in the forest. Hesitate about what? Hesitate about whether Wang Chuer is prettier. Hesitate about whether Wang Chuer is a better match for him. Hesitate about whether he's getting the short end of the stick. The only princess, if I were at the scene, I'd slap him across the face. Can't choose, right, fine, I'll choose for you. You get out, I'm leaving. Problem solved. Goose feather snow. Wang Dong didn't die of anger on the spot. Was this girl cursed or something? You're keeping a man like this for the new year. Du Guyan, I used to feel bad for Huo Yuhao being plotted against by N.A.N, but now I feel bad for Wang Donger. You're being liked by two women at the same time. Are you playing at choosing a concubine here? Bing Bing is polite. The key is that for a question like, if you had met Wang Chuer first, is it that hard for a normal person to answer? There are no ifs. I only love Wang Donger. Is it that hard? BB Dong, it's not hard, but he can't do it. Because he really did leave a spot for Wang Chuer in his heart. It's just that Wang Donger arrived first, so Wang Donger won. Is this love? This is just taking a number. Hot girl taking a number, that cracked me up, ha 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 ha. Wait, no, I can't laugh, this is too damn real. Huo Yuhao, you scumbag, give me back my tears. Needle-tailed Swift, I used to watch him risk his life for Wang Donger and thought he was some kind of peerless good man. Now I see it clearly, he doesn't love Wang Donger, he loves, love, itself. Whoever gives him love, he loves. I am an orphan, exactly. It's not that he can't live without Wang Donger, it's just that he can't live without someone loving him. If Wang Chuer had confessed first, the one being devoted right now would be Wang Chuer. Auspicious snow in the forest, Wang Donger, so I was just a lucky one in line. The only princess, the most disgusting part is that he still looks innocent, as if he's being honest and real. Real my ass, you're just irresponsible and afraid to say you only love one person. Goose Feather Snow, I want to ask Wang Donger now, what do you see in him? His looks, his talent, the fact that he can say, I might have fallen for another woman, in front of his girlfriend. Eternal Angel, you see that he's an idiot. A man like this can't even give basic loyalty, let alone talk about love. Break up early, whoever wants Wang Chuer can have her, but Wang Donger doesn't deserve this. Du Guyan, the last sentence from my sister really stings, but she's right, Wang Donger really doesn't deserve this. Huo Yuhao isn't worthy of her. Bing Bing is polite, I just want to see Wang Donger explode and slap herself awake. What kind of crap are you actually in love with? BB Dong, she won't wake up. Women in love are best at making excuses for themselves. He's just being honest, he just didn't want to lie to me. Hey, so being honest makes it okay to hurt me. Hot girl, honesty is not an excuse for hurting someone. If you honestly say you want to cheat, do I have to praise you for being sincere? Needle-tailed Swift, Huo Yuhao's operation this time made me sick. From now on, whoever calls him deep and devoted, I'll throw this segment in their face. I am an orphan devoted. Devoted my ass, he's just a cheapskate who wants to shop around in love. Auspicious snow in the forest, shopping around, that cracked me up, but it's too accurate. In his eyes, Wang Donger and Wang Chuer are just two options. He can't choose because he wants both of them. The only princess, the most hateful thing is that he actually succeeded. Wang Donger didn't break up with him. Wang Chuer still keeps loving him. Is this world too kind to scumbags? Goose Feather Snow, that's why they say nice girls are eaten by dogs. Someone like Huo Yuhao deserves to be left alone for the rest of his life. Eternal Angel, not gonna happen. He'll have Wang Donger, he'll have Wang Chuer, and who knows, maybe later there will be Wang Donger number 2, Wang Chuer number 2, after all, he can't choose, right? Chapter 222, Si Dong Fist, Nian Dong Sword, Ha Dong Palm, Ha Dong 3 Ultimates. Duluo 2 era. Outside the Shrek Academy dormitory. Wang Donger watched the sharp critique on the light screen, her entire body trembling. She had seen disgusting things before, but never anything as disgusting as Huo Yuhao. Fine. Fine. Huo Yuhao, if you were only slightly ambiguous with those women before. Then with this Wang Chuer, you truly want her, don't you? Do you even count as a man? The future you has already confirmed a relationship with the future me, you are already a couple. And yet you say you can't choose. You are simply a beast. Xiao Xiao and Tang Yao watched, sighing helplessly as well. Tang Yao was the first to curse out loud. If I had known, I wouldn't have recruited Huo Yuhao into the Tang sect. It is truly shameful. Is this something a man would say? Is this something a man would do? Donger, rest assured, I will not stand on Huo Yuhao's side. We are the ones who are together. Xiao Xiao also nodded. I am also completely disappointed in Huo Yuhao. It would be one thing if you were just being ambiguous with other women, but you brought it right in front of the main partner. If this isn't cheating, what is it? It is simply disgusting to the extreme. The more the three women watched the sharp critique on the light screen, the more they hated him, they even wished they could skin Huo Yuhao alive. Duluo era. Beneath the Lake of Life. The auspicious beast was also exceptionally furious. F you, Huo Yuhao. Who asked you to choose? Who do you think you are, acting like you're making a choice? If I ever have even the slightest connection with you in the future, I absolutely won't be able to go on living. You dog, you scum among humans. And in the end, you even make me carry the infamy of being a third party. You. The auspicious beast cursed angrily and slammed a paw onto the ground, wishing to vent to the extreme. Finally, the auspicious beast sighed again, watching the light screen and muttering to itself. Looking at it this way, this girl named Wang Donger is truly a bit pitiful. Of course, the future me is also very pitiful, being toyed with by them like a plaything. In any case, I must absolutely not get involved with them. Let's keep watching. I wonder what other tricks this Huo Yuhao can come up with. The auspicious beast shook its head and could only continue watching the sharp critique on the light screen. On the light screen. Moreover, regarding Chengkan asking Love Valley, Huo Yuhao's disgusting and idiotic behavior goes far beyond just this part where he can't choose a girlfriend. In the middle, it's fine that Huo Yuhao went to save General Dai Hao, he was forced into this trap by the rules of Chengkan asking Love Valley. But later, what the hell is Huo Yuhao feeling pity for Dai Waban? Of course, I should mention who Dai Waban is. Huo Yuhao's mother, Huo Yun'er, was a maid in the Duke's mansion who was slept with by the Duke, giving birth to the illegitimate child, Huo Yuhao. The mother and son lived worse than dogs in the mansion, and the one who bullied them the most was the Duke's legitimate son, Dai Waban. Note, this Dai Waban wasn't just engaging in petty bullying. Once, he wanted to kill Huo Yuhao. Huo Yun'er threw herself over to protect her son, but ended up being beaten severely. She eventually died from her injuries. Translated into plain language, Dai Waban beat Huo Yuhao's mother to death. The hatred of a mother's killer cannot exist under the same sky. Even elementary school students understand those 8 words, right? Alright, let's turn the camera to Chengkan asking Love Valley. This place is a torturous dungeon. Dai Waban went in and was tormented to the brink of death, coming out covered in wounds and in a wretched state. When our Huo Yuhao saw this scene, guess what his reaction was? He thought Dai Waban was pitiful. He felt pity. I effing spit a mouthful of blood onto the screen. Brother, is your brain flooded with water? That is the enemy who beat your mother to death. The culprit who made sure you never had a good day since you were little. And now that you see him with a few scratches, you think he's pitiful. When your mother was beaten to the brink of death back then, whoever pitied her? When your mother lay on her deathbed, whoever pitied you too? To put it bluntly, what right do you, Huo Yuhao, have to pity him? Has your mother's revenge been avenged? Have you settled your own accounts? A normal person, upon seeing their mother's killer injured, would have the first reaction, heaven has opened its eyes, I've finally caught my chance. Then, take advantage of his illness to kill him, stabbing him through and through, that is what you call a man with blood in his veins. But you're here playing the saint. If your mother knew in the afterlife, seeing you look at your enemy with such sympathy, she probably wouldn't be able to keep her coffin lid down, she'd have to crawl out and slap you twice. And this wasn't just a moment of confusion. In the subsequent plot, after Huo Yuhao went through a pile of nonsense, he ultimately let Dai Waban go. So, the revenge for my mother that you keep on your lips every day is this kind of revenge. Your mother traded her life for yours, and this is how you repay her. I now seriously suspect that Huo Yuhao never took his mother's death to heart at all. He talks about revenge, but in his heart, he might be thinking, it's been so long, let it go, he didn't mean it. Didn't mean it, the person was beaten to death, and it wasn't intentional. Then what counts as intentional? Does he have to stab someone with a knife for it to count? Fine, let's put the mother's killer matter aside for now, and let's appreciate another famous scene of Huo Yuhao, the Ha-Dong 3 Ultimates. After the events of Chengkan asking Love Valley ended, Wang Donger went into a slumber. In reality, Wang Donger was just waiting to reclaim that portion of her divine sense from Wang Chuer, staying in the clear sky sect temporarily. And after Wang Donger went to sleep, Huo Yuhao was driven away and couldn't see her. Then, he went into seclusion and created 3 skill moves, Si-Dong Fist, N.A.N Sword, and Ha-Dong Palm. Collectively known as the Ha-Dong 3 Ultimates. Seeing these names, I burst out laughing. The old master next door wrote about Yang Guo missing Xiaolongnu and created the soul-severing palm. Soul-severing, heart-wrenching, the name carries a sense of sorrow and despair, that is what you call having class. But look at Huo Yuhao, Ha-Dong 3 Ultimates, what does it sound like? It sounds like a signature combo meal from Shaxian Snacks. The kind that's buy 3 get 1 free. The best part is that when fighting, he has to shout slogans, Si-Dong Fist, thoughts gushing like a spring. N.A.N Sword, never forgetting. Ha-Dong Palm, for generations to come. Help me. You are a character who will become a god in the future. When you fight people, don't you feel embarrassed shouting these? Your opponent won't be beaten to death, but they might be so cringe out that they surrender on the spot. Please, stop chanting, I'll admit defeat, okay. What's the difference between this and Ultraman announcing his move name before unleashing his ultimate? When Ultraman shouts Specium Ray, at least it sounds pretty cool. Chapter 223, Self-absorbed Huo Yu Hao, thinking he's so devoted. You shout, thoughts flowing like a spring, and I actually thought you were writing an essay. Closing square bracket. The key is that various supporting characters in the book exclaim, wow, this spirit ability is so powerful. So moving, it really embodies Huo Yu Hao's love for Wang Dong'er. Closing square bracket. Me, are you serious, or did you get paid to praise him so hard? Closing square bracket. I'm just baffled, you're a spirit master, what does a spirit ability have to do with emotions? Closing square bracket. When you're fighting and shouting, never forget, does it add attack power or hit rate? Closing square bracket. How on earth were these skills created? Did you just think about Wang Dong'er, wave your hands around, and then, pew, out it came? Closing square bracket. And you say you love Wang Dong'er so much. When you were wavering between Wang Chuer and Wang Dong'er before, why didn't I see you being this devoted? Closing square bracket. Why weren't your thoughts flowing like a spring back then? Closing square bracket. Oh, two girls are standing in front of you, and you can't choose. Once one of them lies down, you suddenly get energetic, with your Xidong fist and N.A.N sword. Isn't this just pure self-absorption? Closing square bracket. Huo Yu Hao is a classic case of deceiving himself. Closing square bracket. Create a set of skills, give them cheesy names, shout a couple of slogans, and then think, ah, I'm so devoted, I'm so loyal, I'm a peerless good man. Closing square bracket. But the problem is, true love isn't shouted out through slogans, and it certainly isn't proven by nauseating skill names. Closing square bracket. Your mother's blood feud hasn't been avenged yet, what are you, life after life, ing about here? Closing square bracket. When you feel pity for the person who killed your mother, why don't you think about what, never forget, means? Closing square bracket. Have you forgotten when your mother was beaten until she coughed up blood back then? Closing square bracket. Have you forgotten when your mother held your hand before she died and told you to live well? Closing square bracket. Seriously, after seeing these two moves from Huo Yu Hao, I just want to say, bro, can you just avenge your mother first before pulling these fancy stunts? Closing square bracket. If you had even 1/10 of the care for your mother that you have for Wang Dong'er, Dai Waban would have already been reincarnated. Closing square bracket. If your mother were alive and saw you like this, pitying your enemy, being devoted to your lover, she would only think, I shouldn't have protected you back then, I should have let Dai Waban beat you to death. At least I could have earned the reputation of avenging my son. Closing square bracket. Sigh, I won't say anymore, or I'm afraid Huo Yu Hao's fans will come block my front door. Closing square bracket. Anyway, one thing to say, you pity the person who killed your mother. With this move, Huo Yu Hao, you really are, filially, powerful, filially, to the point of tears. Closing square bracket. It can be said that the Hadong 3 Ultimates is truly a name that makes anyone who mentions it want to burst out laughing. Otherwise, why would almost everyone in Song Yi's past life be able to make fun of it? And don't even call it making fun, to be blunt, it's mockery. It's obvious that Tang San wanted to imitate the soul-stirring palm from the Return of the Condor Heroes, but couldn't you at least pick a more normal name? Song Yi critiqued this point, his whole being filled with disdain and rejection. Not to mention the other female characters who read the sharp critique and almost needed to wash their eyes afterward. Whether it's pitying the person who killed his mother or the Hadong 3 Ultimates, it's all unbearable to look at. Du Guyan, no way, the more I think about it, the angrier I get. Does Huo Yu Hao have a hole in his brain? Bing Bing is polite seeing the person who killed his mother injured, his first reaction is, he's actually quite pitiful. PFF. BB Dong, wasn't your mother pitiful before she died? Weren't you pitiful when you were bullied as a child? Is it your turn to pity him? Calm and composed, this is called the Saint Father Syndrome, and it's terminal. He thinks he's using kindness to influence the world, but in reality, he's just spineless. Hot girl, he doesn't dare to face the responsibility of his mother's murder, so he can only pretend to be magnanimous to escape it. Cowardly is cowardly, why pretend to be magnanimous? Needle-tailed swift, if I were Huo Yun'er, I should have taken this son with me back then. Raising such a wimp, it would have been better not to give birth at all. I am an orphan, the enemy is right in front of him, and instead of drawing his blade, he offers pity. Huo Yu Hao, are you sick in the head? Auspicious snow in the forest, from a moral standpoint, this is called hypocrisy. True kindness requires principles and a bottom line. Eternal angel pitying an enemy is a secondary injury to the deceased. What right does he have to show pity on behalf of Huo Yun'er? Most loyal believer of the sea god Huo Yu Hao, I beg you, if you're a man, can you be tough just once? It's making me develop breast hyperplasia. Du Guyan, the most disgusting part is that he still thinks he's so great, so devoted, and so tolerant. Bing Bing is polite, I think he's just cowardly. Deep down, he still acknowledges that bloodline of the Duke's mansion, so he doesn't dare to truly take action against Dai Waban. BB Dong, seriously, if I put myself in her shoes, I'd be furious. If I had a son like this, I wouldn't be able to close my eyes even in death. Calm and composed, Guo Yun'er really died in vain. Her death was completely worthless. She gave birth to an ungrateful wretch. It would have been better not to give birth. Hot girl, so I'm not surprised at all that he was able to voluntarily let Dai Waban go later. From the very beginning, he never truly wanted revenge. Needle-tailed swift, he's just paying lip service. Mother's revenge is just a script to him. Once the acting is done, he turns the page. This type of person is the most hypocritical. I am an orphan, forget it. Expecting him to take revenge is like expecting a sow to climb a tree. Let's appreciate his Ha Dong 3 ultimates. Auspicious snow in the forest, help, don't mention it. See Dong fist, thoughts flowing like a spring. Is this a fighter writing a love letter? Eternal angel, you throw a punch, and the enemy thinks you're about to recite poetry. And it's the lyrical version, too. Goose feather snow, if I were his opponent and heard him shout, N.A.N sword, never forget, I'd crack up on the spot. Most loyal believer of the sea god, I'd surrender immediately, not because I couldn't win, but because it's too cringeworthy. I'm afraid I'd be cringed to death on the arena. Du Guyan, the key is that he's also self-intoxicated. Thinking he's so affectionate, does he think he's Yongguo? Bing Bing is polite, that a soul-stirring poem of theirs sounds pretty normal, I don't know what world it's from. But this one of Huo Yuhao's is just the moaning of an elementary schooler going through a breakup. BB Dong, to put it simply, it's taking cheesiness for fun, and taking affectation for devotion. Calm and composed, if he really loved Wang Dong'er, could he waver between her and Wang Chuer? This set of skills is just a product of him deceiving himself. Hot girl, he lied to himself until he believed it. I'm truly impressed, how did such a person become the protagonist? Du Guyan, you throw a palm strike, the enemy doesn't die, but gets so moved by the vow that they marry him, right? Then this move is truly powerful. Chapter 224, Huo Yuhao explicitly cheats. Wang Chuer brings disaster to all living beings. In a special space. Yuhao, do you really not care about mother anymore? Huo Yuner's voice was as light as a falling leaf, drifting through the empty space. She gazed at the familiar figure in the light screen, watching the complex look in his eyes when he looked at Dai Waban, and her body swayed slightly. That is Dai Waban, he killed me, he beat me to death right in front of you. She took a step forward, then stopped. I don't ask you to take revenge. Really, mother never thought of asking you to avenge me. I just want you to be well, to live well, that is better than anything else. Her voice began to tremble. But now, you pity him. You pity the man who beat your mother to death. You see him injured, and your heart aches. Then what about me, Yuhao, what about me? She covered her mouth, tears streaming down through her fingers. When I was lying on the cold ground, who pitied me? When I was being kicked and trampled by him until I couldn't breathe, who pitied me? When I desperately tried to open my eyes to see you one last time, who pitied me? She lowered her hand, her face soaked in tears, yet she was still smiling. My son has pitied him. My son has pitied the man who killed me. She took a step back, then another, leaning against something to support herself. I understand everything. You are kind-hearted, you don't want to hold grudges. Mother should be happy, really, mother should be proud of you. She nodded, and as she nodded, tears fell again. But mother can't do it. Mother is just an ordinary woman, seeing my own son go soft on the murderer who killed me, mother. Mother is in pain. She closed her eyes, no longer looking at the light screen. Yuhao, do you know? Doing this hurts mother more than if you had forgotten me. Duluo Continent Iera. Under the Lake of Life. Disgusting. The auspicious beast stood under the Lake of Life, staring at the light screen, spitting out 2 words. It didn't jump up, didn't fly into a rage, just stood there, its eyes filled with undisguised revulsion. The future me, likes such a thing, hesitating between Wang Dong'er and me, can't choose. It sneered. Wang Dong'er is his girlfriend, his legitimate girlfriend, the person who was supposed to spend the rest of her life with him. And he says he can't choose in front of so many people. It turned around, took 2 steps, then stopped. Even if I, Wang Chuer, had water in my brain, I could never fall for this kind of person. The future me, that's a matter for the future. The current me wants to vomit just seeing him. It raised its eyes, its gaze as cold as ice. Don't let me meet him in the future. If I do, I will slaughter him with my own hands. To save myself from being disgusted, and to save that Wang Dong'er from being disgusted too. It paused. And to keep the future me from really becoming an idiot. Duluo Tuera. Outside the Shrek Academy dormitory. Fine, Huo Yuhao, you're really something. Wang Donger stood at the edge of the playground, her voice not loud, but every word seemed squeezed out from between her teeth. She looked at the light screen, her eyes rimmed with red, but no tears fell. I, Wang Donger, am your girlfriend. You say you can't choose, right in front of me and Wang Chuer. She smiled, a smile uglier than crying. Can't choose. What is my relationship with you? What is her relationship with you? And you tell me you can't choose. She took a deep breath. Fine, you're impressive. You slapped me in the face in front of the whole world. A great slap, a resounding one. She turned and walked away, but stopped after 2 steps, her back to the light screen. From today on, I, Wang Donger, do not know you. I didn't know you before, I don't know you now, and I never will again. If you dare to come looking for me, I'll kick you to death. She left. Tang Ya and Xiao Xiao stood where they were, neither moved. Xiao Xiao sighed, this who owe you how? Tang Ya shook her head, said nothing, and just gave Xiao Xiao a look. That look said everything. The two could only continue watching the light screen. Surely this who owe you how couldn't be even more disgusting later, surely it couldn't get more exaggerated, right? ... In the light screen. Come, today let's take that scene from Duluo Continent 2, that is so disgusting it could make you vomit up your dinner from last night, Wang Chuer's sacrifice, and drag it out to whip its corpse. Those who haven't seen it, come over and open your eyes, see what a love-struck brain paired with a scumbag looks like, a peerless duo. Let's review the plot for the Xiaobais. Wang Chuer chose to sacrifice herself to protect Huo Yuhao. But there is a massive bug here. As soon as something happened to Wang Chuer, N.A.N. in the depths of the Stardo Great Forest sensed it immediately. Bai Ji was so anxious she was jumping up and down wanting to save her. N.A.N. said it wasn't that he wouldn't save her, but that he didn't know the specific location. As long as the auspicious beast herself was willing to cooperate, they could use the descent method to airdrop the hundreds of thousands-year-old Bai Ji over there. Come, repeat after me, as long as Wang Chuer is willing to cooperate, you can call Bai Ji over. Hundreds of thousands-year-old Bai Ji. Even if she is a support type, using her cultivation to brute force it, is it that hard to save 2 lives? Was the enemy so strong that they couldn't even hold on for a few dozen seconds? Then how come Huo Yuhao was able to counter-kill immediately after accepting the sacrifice? What does this mean? It means the enemy's level was just so-so. Huo Yuhao, a mere spirit emperor, could handle it with cheats, but hundreds of thousands-year-old Bai Ji couldn't. Was your brain kicked by a donkey or caught in a door, Wang Chuer? Do you have to die to be satisfied? Is the Emperor auspicious beast, tied to the luck of the entire spirit beast race, and this is it? Throwing yourself away for a man, is this called responsibility? Is this called having a sense of duty? This is just effing brain dead. N.A.N. and Bai Ji back home must be so angry they're ready to ascend to heaven. We have hundreds of thousands of years of cultivation, just waiting for you, the auspicious beast, to lead us to success, and you sacrificed yourself for a man. Alright, we've finished scolding Wang Chuer for being love-struck, now let's scold the even more disgusting one, Huo Yuhao. This guy is the beast who deserves to be nailed to the pillar of shame the most in the entire plot. Before Wang Chuer's sacrifice, she wanted him to kiss her. Logically speaking, a person with a legitimate girlfriend, even if moved to death, should politely refuse, right? If you really can't, kiss her on the forehead, say, I will always remember you, and that would be decent. But what did Huo Yuhao do? He kissed her, mouth to mouth, affectionately, and he even effing said, I have you in my heart too. Wait, no, Huo Yuhao, did you effing lose your memory? Did you and Wang Donger break up? Wasn't it you two who pledged your love at the sea god's fate? You created the Ha-Dong 3 ultimates, right? Donger is the love of my life, was something you said, right? You're the one who's always setting up that devoted persona, right? And then you turn around and kiss another woman, and say you have her in your heart. Is this called devotion? Is this called loyalty? This is called effing cheating. Physical cheating plus emotional cheating, both at the same time, not missing a beat. Chapter 225, 1 second Ha-Dong 3 ultimates. The next second, I love Chuer. You are even more disgusting than those cheating scumbags. At least they know how to hide it. You are openly greening your girlfriend in front of the whole world. In the past, when we criticized Tang-san, at least he was forcefully kissed, and it became a dark stain that followed him for a lifetime. Look at you, Huo Yuhao. You kiss voluntarily, you confess voluntarily, and you think you are deeply affectionate. Bah! Do you even deserve to compare yourself to Tang-san? God King Tang-san looks as pure as a blank sheet of paper compared to you. Seriously, if anyone tries to brag to me again that Huo Yuhao is a perfect man or a seed of infatuation, I will print this out and slap it on their face. Let them open their dog eyes and see what it means to still have a girlfriend while claiming to have her in your heart. What is it called when you claim to be infatuated but are actually full of lewdness and hypocrisy? Huo Yu Hao, oh Huo Yu Hao, those Ha Dong 3 ultimates of yours don't sound like love poems now, they sound like jokes. Like the greatest insult to Wang Donger. You set up a chastity archway while engaging in shady, backstabbing business, and you still think you are looking good. You are 10,000 times more disgusting than God King Tang San. God King Tang San was a scumbag clearly and openly, but you are a scumbag who was righteous and self-righteous, a scumbag who was fresh and refined. Summary: Wang Chuer, the auspicious beast, the hope of the spirit beast clan, killed herself for a man. Stupid to an earth-shattering degree. Huo Yu Hao, having a legitimate girlfriend, bragging about infatuation every day, then turning around to kiss another woman and saying he has her in his heart. Cheap to an unprecedented level. One doesn't take responsibility for the spirit beast clan, and the other doesn't take responsibility for his own girlfriend. These two are a perfect match. One died stupidly, one lives cheaply. A pair is just right, stop harming others. Finally, a word for Huo Yu Hao. With your kind of character, do you deserve to be called a protagonist? Do you deserve to talk about infatuation? Do you deserve to create the Ha Dong 3 ultimates? Go back and look in the mirror, see if the words, scumbag, are written on your face. These two are truly a perfect match. One died stupidly, one lives cheaply, one brainless, one immoral. A pair is just right, stop harming others. Finally, a few words for Huo Yu Hao. With your kind of character, do you deserve to be called a protagonist? Do you deserve to talk about infatuation? Do you deserve to create the Ha Dong 3 ultimates? Go back and look in the mirror, see if the words, scumbag, are written on your face. Look at your forehead and see if the 4 words, hypocritical whore, are carved there. You are more disgusting than Chen Chimay. At least Chen Chimay abandoned his wife and children after becoming a prince consort. What about you? Your legitimate girlfriend is still there, and you can't wait to kiss another woman. You are more base than X-Man Ching. When X-Man Ching seduced Pan Jinlian, he knew how to be sneaky. What about you? Open, righteous, and you still think you are romantic. Huo Yu Hao, you are the disgrace of the web novel male lead world, the natural enemy of the word, infatuation, and the nightmare of all legitimate girlfriends. Whoever ends up with a boyfriend like you is truly unlucky for 8 lifetimes. Did Wang Donger destroy the continent in her past life? Why does she have to suffer this kind of torture in this life? I suggest all authors who want to write about scumbags study this sacrificial plot. See what a real scumbag is. What it means to cheat in a fresh and refined way. What it means to stand up a chastity archway and be righteous about it. Huo Yu Hao, a textbook on scumbags, an encyclopedia of cheating, a living fossil of hypocrisy. Finally, one question. Huo Yu Hao, when you kissed Wang Chuer, did you think of Wang Donger? Did you think of those Ha Dong 3 ultimates of yours? Did you think of the infatuated persona you've been branding for 800 years? No, you only thought about your own pleasure. You only thought about taking advantage. You only thought, anyway, she's going to die, kissing her won't be known by anyone. The result is being dug up and whipped by his readers, never to rise again. Deserve. A scumbag deserves to be scolded. A beast deserves to be nailed to the pillar of shame. Huo Yu Hao, take your disgusting, I have you in my heart too, and get out of the ranks of infatuated male leads. You don't deserve it. Song Yi's sharp critique was completely on point. After all, how can there be such a disgusting man? Having a girlfriend, and still kissing another woman there, isn't that problematic? Isn't this brain dead, isn't this cheating? Watching one by one, the female characters were almost bursting with anger. All kinds of complaints and disgust were rising one after another, not missing a beat. Du Guyan damn, this Huo Yu Hao is really a beast. Before, he was talking about the Ha Dong 3 ultimates every day, setting up an infatuated persona, and then he turns around and kisses her. Mouth to mouth. Bing Bing is polite, let's analyze rationally. That sacrifice of Wang Chuer was completely unnecessary. DTN even said that as long as she was willing to cooperate, she could bring Baiji over using the descent method. With Baiji's hundreds of thousands of years of cultivation, couldn't she protect them both? BB Dong, exactly. The enemy was at a level that could be defeated once Huo Yu Hao reached the Spirit Emperor realm, so wouldn't Baiji handling it be a piece of cake? Why did she have to sacrifice herself? If this isn't brain dead, what is? Does she deserve the Stardew Great Forest? Calm and composed, simply put, she was love-brained, wanting to learn from her sister's sacrificial drama that moved heaven and earth. But Xiao Wu's sacrifice was necessary, while your case is purely choosing to die when you could have lived. Hot girl, the most disgusting part is Huo Yu Hao. Wang Chuer let you kiss her, so you kissed her. You haven't broken up with Wang Donger yet. When you were kissing, you said, I have you in my heart too, bah. Isn't this just cheating? Needle-tailed swift god King Tang San was considered to have a dark stain when he was forcefully kissed on the face by another woman back then. Huo Yu Hao is the opposite. He actively opens his mouth to kiss others, and after kissing, he still claims to be deeply affectionate. How thick-skinned can one be? I am an orphan, I feel sorry for Tang Wedong for a second. Her husband is outside having a life and death, passionate kiss with another woman, and she is still kept in the dark. Forget the Ha-Dong 3 Ultimates, just rename it to the Haokyu 3 Ultimates. Most loyal believer of the sea got much more disgusting than my Tang-san, really. No matter what, my Tang-san never actively kissed another woman. Huo Yuhao's move is a double cheating of body and spirit, a certified scumbag. Goose Feather Snow, the key is, did he hesitate before kissing her? No, he went straight for it. This shows he had ideas about Wang Chuer in his heart long ago, so what's with the pretense of being forced? Hypocritical. The only princess summary. Wang Chuer is love-brained, Huo Yuhao is a real scumbag. One is too stupid to die, the other is rotten enough to cheat voluntarily. These two together are a perfect match. ... Special space. Huo Yuno looked at her son's performance, and her eyes were already completely full of disappointment. Yuhao, it seems that in terms of love, you can't put your mother at ease either. You are not unaware of why mother was able to forgive your father all those years ago, it was because of love. Love should be about giving. Being with another woman like this, do you really feel worthy of that Wang Donger, that Tang Wedong? Yuhao, when will you stop letting mother continue to be disappointed, when will you finally make mother truly feel at ease about you? Sigh. The more Huo Yuner watched, the more she feared that when the time came, she wouldn't even want to acknowledge this son of hers. Chapter 226, actively provoking and killing a spirit beast. And the result is blaming the spirit beast. Duluo Iera. Under the Lake of Life. The auspicious beast watched the content on the light screen, furious, and began to berate on the spot. Who wanted him to kiss me? Who wanted him to kiss me? Fuck you, Huo Yuhao, you animal. Who wanted a piece of trash like you to kiss me? Get lost. The auspicious beast never imagined that in the future, she would actually kiss this Huo Yuhao. Just thinking about it made her want to vomit. In the future, she must have been influenced by that Tang-san, otherwise, how could she do such a disgusting thing? The auspicious beast kept expressing her anger. HMPH, either way, I just want to kill someone. I won't leave the Stardo Great Forest, let's see what you can do about it. When the master wakes up and invades the God Realm directly, let's see what you can do then. One by one, just thinking about having to kiss Huo Yuhao in the future makes me unable to bear it. By the end, the auspicious beast almost really vomited. She stared fixedly at the light screen, filled with unimaginable hostility toward Huo Yuhao. Duluo Tuera. Outside the Shrek Academy dorms. Wang Donger, Xiao Xiao, and Tang Ya, three women, were looking at the content on the light screen. The three of them were almost frightened. No way, he just started kissing this Wang Chuer. Donger, in the future, he clearly already confirmed his relationship with you, you two are a couple. If this isn't cheating, what is? This is clearly cheating. Xiao Xiao was the first to lose control and began to point fingers and scold, as if she were Wang Donger herself. Tang Ya's eyes twitched as she chimed in. That's right, Donger, sigh. It's all my fault. If I hadn't brought him into the Tang sect back then, he wouldn't have been able to join Shrek Academy. Otherwise, you wouldn't have ended up like this with him. Wang Donger was so angry she was speechless and didn't even want to curse anymore. She smiled bitterly and mocked. Forget it, forget it. Senior sister Tang Ya, Xiao Xiao, there's no point in saying these things now. As for this person Huo Yuhao, I have completely lost interest in him. For a man like this, let alone the fact that I haven't done anything with him yet. Even if I truly liked him, I would never have contact with him again. Huo Yuhao is even more detestable than Tang San. I must stay away from all of them. Xiao Xiao and Tang Ya nodded, continuing to comfort Wang Donger. The three women continued to watch the light screen, not knowing what other disgusting things Huo Yuhao would be capable of later. Inside the light screen. The scene of Wang Chuer's sacrifice is over. Normally, the Beast Tide plot follows. There's not much to say about the Beast Tide for now. If there's an opportunity in the future, maybe I can ruthlessly critique DTN, that idiot. DTN is also a well-known moron who runs through several parts of Duluo. As a leader of the Spirit Beasts, he spends his days harming the Spirit Beast clan, he's also a complete retard. Returning to Huo Yuhao, before the Beast Tide officially starts, there is still some time. What did Huo Yuhao do? Of course, he did a bunch of idiotic and hypocritical things that only benefited himself. Come, let me sort out the timeline for you. Wang Chuer just stopped breathing, her body is still warm. Huo Yuhao shot from level 60 to level 70 in a flash. Anyway, because of various reasons, Huo Yuhao was able to directly break through to level 70. Then what did he do? He took out a map and started looking for wild monsters, thinking about where to farm his 7th spirit ring. Knowing full well that the Stardew Great Forest was about to riot, knowing full well that the Spirit Beast army could trample Shrek at any moment. What should a normal person do at this time? Run back and report the news. Let the Academy sound the alarm immediately. But instead, our great lover Huo was pondering, I must level up first. If a fight breaks out, I can land 2 more hits. I just want to ask one question, has your brain been crushed by Wang Choer's spirit bone? If you had gone back a day earlier, Shrek could have called for help a day earlier, and hundreds of students could have been saved. If you go back 3 days late, by the time you come back happily carrying your spirit ring, they might already be selling morning merchandise at the Academy gate. The most disgusting thing is that he still tries to put himself on a pedestal. Once I have my 7th spirit ring, I can better protect everyone. Protect who? As a newly promoted spirit saint, aren't you just a walking sunflower seed in front of N.A.N? The extent of your combat power increase is not even as useful as the Shrek kitchen cooking 2 more pots of steamed buns. To put it bluntly, aren't you just afraid that your leveling speed is too slow and you'll miss the chance to show off? Wang Choer used her life to push you to level 70, and you turned around and used that life to gamble. Gamble on what? Gamble that you can find a suitable spirit beast within a day. What if you lose the gamble? What if you wander around the demonic forest for 3 days and find nothing? You have also been in the Duluo continent for many years. You know very well that hunting spirit beasts is a matter of luck. If you encounter a spirit beast, you might solve the problem in 1 day. If you don't encounter one, it's normal to delay for a few days. If you are really slow at finding a spirit beast, who is to blame if Shrek is destroyed? Are you going to blame the evil-eyed tyrant for not cooperating with your leveling? Then Huo Yuhao went to the demonic forest. As soon as he entered, he ran into the fire evil tyrant and killed it with a slash. Immediately after, a 100,000-year evil-eyed tyrant rushed out to take revenge, and Huo Yuhao killed it too, relying on his cheats. With your luck, the demonic forest might as well be renamed Huo Yuhao's backyard. The most absurd part is that after killing it, he has to add drama to himself, engaging in psychological construction. It attacked first, I did nothing wrong. Oh my, have you developed a moral cleanliness complex from killing a spirit beast? Why didn't you mutter that when you killed the fire evil tyrant? Because that thing isn't worth anything, so it's not worth it for you to wash yourself clean, right? Who did the evil-eyed tyrant offend? It was patrolling its own territory and found an intruder who killed its underling. If it doesn't come out to fight you, does it have to give you flowers and applaud, welcoming you to come back and stock up next time? You broke into someone's living room, killed their family, and then won't let them fight back. When they fight back, you turn around and wipe out their family, then say, it actively attacked me, it has a problem. Why does this routine look so familiar? Isn't it just a copy of N.A.N's, everything I like is an evil spirit beast, routine? At least N.A.N picks ugly ones or dark attribute ones and goes through the motions. You, on the other hand, can even categorize a mental attribute spirit beast as guilty. So, in your eyes, the definition of guilty is blocking Huo Yuhao's path, right? When Wang Choer was sacrificing herself, if you had even half the cleverness you used to kill the evil-eyed tyrant. Chapter 227, Huo the protagonist's double standards far exceed N.A.N's. The evil-eyed tyrant is driven mad. It's not like you had to let that girl die for nothing. Closing square bracket. She traded her life for your 10-level jump, and you immediately took that life to gamble on your luck in the forest. Closing square bracket. If you win the gamble, you happily absorb the spirit ring and take the opportunity to award yourself a moral model prize. Closing square bracket. If you lose the gamble and Shrek is wiped out, you can still say, it's all my fault for not finding a suitable spirit beast that day. Closing square bracket. Huo Yuhao, oh Huo Yuhao, you are no genius of Shrek. Closing square bracket. You are a prodigy in the world of double standards, a grandmaster of hypocrisy. Closing square bracket. If Wang Choer could send a dream, the first sentence would definitely be, I traded my life for your upgrade, and you're busy building a memorial arch for yourself. Quote closing square bracket. Song Yi was sharply criticizing Huo Yuhao, gaining a deeper understanding of Huo Yuhao's double standards. It was true, to a certain extent, Huo Yuhao's double standards were even worse than N.A.N's. No wonder they were cut from the same cloth. No wonder they would hang out together later. In reality, neither of them could be considered normal people. The female characters watching the sharp commentary were disgusted, wanting nothing more than to complain. Du Guyant damn, this is just too outrageous, right? Knowing full well that the Stardew Great Forest is about to riot, and you don't go report it. Bing Bing is polite. Wait, he chose to hunt for a spirit ring first. Isn't that getting the priorities backwards? BB Dong, what is the essential difference between level 60 and level 70 in the face of a crisis of this magnitude? Calm and composed, maybe he thinks he can solo DTN once he reaches the Spirit Saint level. It's a good thing for young people to have dreams till the Hot girl, the key is that a whole group of people at Shrek are worried about him. And he's doing well, busy with his own affairs first. Needle-tailed Swift, how long would it take to report the news? Calling back two-titled Duluo would be much more useful than him leveling up himself, right? I am an orphan, to put it bluntly. He just wants to get power first, and he has to find some righteous excuse. Auspicious snow in the forest, and this is purely gambling on luck. What if he can't find a suitable spirit beast and wastes a few days? Du Guyan, if you win the bet, you're a hero. If you lose, anyway, he's the protagonist, so he won't lose. Bing Bing is polite. What's even more outrageous is that he has to do psychological counseling for himself after killing the spirit beast. BB Donk saying that the evil-eyed tyrant is guilty, so killing it was correct. What kind of logic is this? Calm and composed. Oh, he needs psychological comfort. After all, he has to be a positive character. Tilda. Hot girl, you killed someone's kind in their territory. They came to fight you, and you killed them, then said they were guilty. Needle-tailed Swift, isn't this the same as Tang-san? Everything that's useful is an evil spirit beast. I am an orphan. At least Tang-san chooses to kill those with dark attributes. How is this mental attribute evil? Auspicious snow in the forest, just because you ran into it, it's guilty. Du Guyan, this is even more disgusting than Tang-san. At least Tang-san doesn't pretend, he just says, I am hunting spirit beasts. Bing Bing is polite. He has to prove that everything he kills deserves to be killed. Is this psychological burden too heavy? BB Dong, actually, killing is just killing. It's very normal for spirit masters to hunt spirit beasts. Trying to whitewash it just makes it look hypocritical. Calm and composed, maybe he's afraid he won't be able to sleep at night. He has to find a legitimate reason for himself. Tilda. Hot girl, evil-eyed tyrant, so I don't need psychological construction. I deserve to die. Needle-tailed Swift, the key is that the evil-eyed tyrant said it as soon as it appeared. This is its territory. I am an orphan trespassing in a territory and killing someone's underlings. They come to seek justice, and after being killed by you, they are still called guilty. Auspicious snow in the forest. Summary. Huo Yuhao's double standard scene. Today's quota of hypocrisy has been met. Duluo to era. Outside the Shrek Academy dormitory. Wang Donger sneered. A clear conscience. The spirit beast provoked him. Huo Yuhao, you have truly opened my eyes. Doesn't he know what the situation in the Stardew Great Forest was after Wang Chuer sacrificed herself? Riots could happen at any time, and Shrek is right next to the forest. And he goes to get a spirit ring for himself. How selfish. Xiao Xiao echoed angrily. Wang Donger turned around and continued to mutter and complain. Selfish. This is hypocrisy, it's double standards, it's building a memorial arch for yourself after murder and arson. Xiao Xiao nodded. Why did he enter the spirit beast's territory? To hunt. The evil-eyed tyrant was staying in its own home. He broke in and killed it, then said it provoked him. Said it was wrong. If you kill it, you kill it. After all, normal spirit masters have to hunt spirit beasts. But what did he say? A clear conscience. How does he have the face to specifically mention that? Wang Donger's voice was sharp. Isn't he clear of conscience? Isn't he righteous? Then let's take a good look. To save him, Wang Chuer died. Shrek was almost overturned by the riots. And him, he was getting a spirit ring for himself. After finishing, he still wants to stand on the moral high ground and accuse the spirit beast. Tang Yao was silent for a while. I am completely disappointed in Huo Yuhao. Not because he killed a spirit beast, but because of his attitude after killing it. Even a normal act of hunting a spirit beast has to be whitewashed by him. It's too speechless. Don't mention this kind of person in the future. He doesn't deserve it, Xiao Xiao said in a low voice. Tang Yao added, it's truly disgusting. The three of them didn't speak again. Duluo era. Underground in the Lake of Life. The auspicious beast stood up abruptly. He killed the evil-eyed tyrant. He broke into someone's territory, killed them, and then said they actively provoked him. Said they were wrong. You killed my kin, and you ask for a clear conscience. In the eyes of you humans, do we spirit beasts deserve to be killed? And it's not enough to kill, you have to say they deserve to die. It stopped, shaking all over. The evil-eyed tyrant was on the Sun Moon continent, not in the Stardew Great Forest, but it is one of my spirit beast kin. Who did it provoke? It was staying in its own territory. A human broke in and killed it, and then it had to be slandered and called an active provocateur. Quote. Huo Yuhao, what kind of thing are you? How do you have the face to say such things? I have lived for so many years, and I have never seen a human as shameless as you. If you want to kill a spirit beast, just kill it, don't pretend to be a saint. You want to have your cake and eat it too, a scum like you is a disaster while alive. It's a pity you haven't been born yet, and it's a pity I can't find you now. Otherwise, I would definitely make you know what retribution is. After a long time, it stood up. It doesn't matter. You will always appear. When that day comes, I don't care what kind of genius you are, and I don't care who stands behind you, I will kill you. I will kill you, for my spirit beast kin, for the future me, and for that face of yours, clear of conscience, that I saw across this broken light screen today. Damn it, it even made an auspicious beast like me this angry. Chapter 228, Creating the Spirit Pagoda. Huo Yuhao is truly a sinner through the ages. In the light screen, Huo Yuhao has finally reached a breakthrough to level 70, and he finally remembers that Shrek is still being besieged by the beast tide. What were you doing all this time? Do you have any idea how many people died at Shrek? If your level 70 was achieved just by sitting in meditation, shouldn't all those corpses at Shrek kowtow to you and thank you for your benevolence? When N.A.N saw him arrive, he was absolutely furious, immediately turning his spearhead and directing all his firepower at Huo Yuhao. That's fair enough. The auspicious beast was lost because of you, Huo Yuhao. If you don't take the blame, who will? Every debt has a debtor. N.A.N is in the right here. Then, Huo the protagonist began his signature move, playing the victim. Honestly, if Huo Yuhao claims second place in the art of playing the victim, no one in the entire Duluo continent would dare claim first. For others, playing the victim is a last resort, but for him, it's a family heirloom. It works every time, better than any spirit ability. What kind of sob story is he selling this time? It's his love story with Wang Chuer, all about life and death, undying love, snot and tears everywhere. I'm thinking, you two can date all you want, but what does that have to do with the impending extinction of the Spirit Beast clan? Is your love the only love, and the lives of the entire Spirit Beast race don't matter? The most ridiculous part is yet to come. Those vicious beasts in the Stardew Great Forest, old monsters who have lived for hundreds of thousands of years, actually, forgave him after hearing this love story. Opening square bracket question mark closing square bracket. No, are you serious? Have you lived those hundreds of thousands of years for nothing? Which remote mountain forest have you been hiding in to get this stupid? The future hope of your race was ruined by this kid, and the entire luck of the Spirit Beast race was squandered by Huo Yuhao alone. And yet, he tells a little love story, and you feel better. What kind of logic is that? Are you vicious beasts or neighborhood mediators? Do you even have the nerve to call yourselves spirit beasts? Your empathy is even more absurd than that of romance novel readers. At least the spirit beasts during Tang San's era knew to fight the humans to the bitter end. With you guys, a single love story makes you surrender. Aren't you ashamed? Fine, since the vicious beasts are being so reasonable, Huo Yuhao has to come up with some compensation plan, right? So, he proposed the soul spirit system. Although Electrolux is gone, he left behind this technology, allowing spirit beasts to coexist with human spirit masters, avoiding being directly hunted for rings, and at least living for another century or two inside the spirit master. At first glance, doesn't it sound quite reasonable? Doesn't it feel better than just slaughtering them? Do you think Huo Yuhao actually has a conscience? But can we use our brains for a second? Don't just get moved by his story and believe everything. A human spirit master lives for a century or two at most. The soul spirit follows him and only gets to kick around for that extra century or two. But what about spirit beasts? Cultivating for thousands or tens of thousands of years is just everyday business. You're using a century or two to compensate for their loss of tens of thousands of years. It's like I tore down your house and then said, why don't you come stay at my place for 2 days? Thanks a lot. You call this compensation? That's an insult. Some people say, what about those dying spirit beasts? Can't they live a little longer? Fine, let's assume there's such a demand. How many dying spirit beasts are there? Are there enough for all the spirit masters on the continent? Don't you vicious beasts have any idea? Besides, are those dying spirit beasts even willing? Spirit beasts have hated humans for who knows how many generations, wishing they could eat their flesh raw. Just to live an extra century or two, they'd willingly become your tools. Ask them, how many are willing? This isn't charity, it's taking advantage of a desperate situation, it's robbery. And the result? N.A.N, the king of vicious beasts who has lived for who knows how many tens of thousands of years, agreed. Brother N.A.N, did you sacrifice your intelligence too? Live for hundreds of thousands of years, and this is your emotional intelligence. This is your judgment. Even an elementary school student would be clearer than you, right? They feed you a lie, and you believe it. Are you the king of vicious beasts or the king of suckers? Let's do the math. A spirit master grows up in a few decades at most. 1,000-year spirit beast needs at least 1,000 years to cultivate to that level. Do you understand? Humans can consume thousands of years of spirit beast progress in just a few decades. How does this deal work? It takes 1,000 years for a spirit beast to reach that level, but how many spirit masters can humans produce in 1,000 years? You can't even count them. It's like you raising a flock of chickens that take a year to lay an egg, while old Wong next door eats an egg every day, and you still think this deal is fair. DTN, have you been Puaed? Besides, hunting spirit beasts in the past, while cruel, was at least a matter of relying on one's own ability. Spirit beasts could at least resist, run away, and have a real fight with humans. Now that this soul spirit system is created, it looks like there's an extra choice, but in reality, you say you can still hunt them yourself, and the traditional methods still work. But when it comes down to it, who would still use traditional methods? Wouldn't they just make you buy a soul spirit? They talk about free choice, but isn't it just forcing you down this path? Isn't this just turning spirit beasts from being hunted to being kept in captivity? So you see, this soul spirit thing seems like peaceful coexistence on the surface, but in reality, nothing has changed. The development speed is right there. Spirit beasts will always be at a disadvantage and will always be exploited. Before, they were killed with one slash. Now, it's like a frog being boiled in warm water. The method of death is different, but what's the difference in the ending? What's even more insane is that because of this system, spirit beasts even have to hold goodwill toward humans. Good grief, you get sold out and still have to help them count the money, and you have to smile while doing it. Is that the idea? Huo Yuhao isn't just killing people, he's destroying their souls. Doesn't this just grind away the spirit beasts fighting spirit bit by bit? As a result, by the era of Duluo III, 10,000 years later, what has become of the spirit beast lineage? In a precarious state, they can't even find a decent living space. The Stardow Great Forest of the past has become humanity's backyard. The vicious beasts of the past have become exhibits. And what about the spirit pagoda that Huo Yuhao established with his own hands? It became an organization specifically for managing soul spirits. What did it eventually become? A villainous organization. They treat spirit beasts as consumables, as commodities, as tools to make money. Chapter 229, Auspicious Beast in Complete Despair. Are spirit beasts all this stupid? You think you are helping spirit beasts? You are digging a grave for them. Look, what is this called? This is called lifting a rock only to drop it on one's own feet, and you are dropping it on the feet of the entire spirit beast race. Huo Yuhao, oh Huo Yuhao, you really are a talent. Others harm one person, but you harm an entire race. Huo Yuhao, oh Huo Yuhao, when you came up with this plan, did you really think you were doing a good deed, or did you just not think it through at all? Are you truly stupid, or just pretending? Were you blinded by love, or were you so moved by yourself that you lost your way? You got rid of the auspicious beast, and you created a soul spirit, only for the spirit beasts to decline even faster. The spirit pagoda you established became the biggest villain 10,000 years later. What do you call this? Doing bad things with good intentions? No, this is a fool doing bad things, which is even scarier than a villain doing bad things. Tell me, if you aren't the greatest sinner in history, who is? Even Tang San wouldn't dare to harm spirit beasts like this, yet you, Huo Yuhao, managed to do it. The auspicious beast died because of you, and the spirit beasts perished because of you. You, Huo Yuhao, are the greatest disaster for the spirit beast race, bar none. It is no wonder Song Yi was criticizing so harshly, venting his anger at Huo Yuhao in one go. It was because whenever Song Yi thought about the spirit beasts being harmed in the future Duluo Dalu 3 era, he was speechless. If you really think about it, this Huo Yuhao is not a good person, not a normal person at all. Even the spirit pagoda he established in the future became a villainous organization. And this spirit pagoda was even more ruthless and heartless toward the spirit beast race later on. It was even worse than the original situation. Originally, the spirit beasts had the auspicious beast to help them, accelerating their cultivation speed, and they had a chance to deal with humans. But with the spirit pagoda, the spirit beasts lost their fighting spirit and were completely devoured by humans. Without the luck blessing of the auspicious beast, the spirit beast's development speed was not enough. They were completely ruined by Huo Yuhao. This part cannot be washed clean no matter how you try. Song Yi criticized and complained, his emotions fluctuating. As for the other female characters watching, they also wanted to complain. Du Guyan, I can't hold it anymore. Is Huo Yuhao a professional at playing the victim? Du Guyan, last time he sold his childhood, this time it's love. Is he going to sell his life story next? Oh wait, he already sold that. Bing Bing is polite. DTN has lived for hundreds of thousands of years, has his brain turned into mush. Bing Bing is polite. The future of the entire spirit beast race is worth less than a cheesy love story. This vicious beast is too cheap. BB Dong, if I had been this easy to fool back then, I wouldn't have ended up where I did. BB Dong, simply put, he's spineless. Once someone gives him a way out, he scrambles down it. Calm and composed. Come, let's do the math. Calm and composed, a spirit beast cultivates for 1,000 years, only to be a beast of burden for humans for 1 or 200 years. Is this called compensation? Calm and composed, did his math teacher teach him this? Oh right, Huo Yuhao probably didn't need to take math classes. Hot Girl Soul Spirit Technology. Why not change the name? This should be called the Volunteer to be a Dog Project. Hot Girl dying spirit beasts want to live a couple more years, but end up becoming human power banks, and they have to be grateful for it. Hot Girl, how pathetic can you be? Needle-tailed Swift, the key is that these vicious beasts were actually moved by it. Needle-tailed Swift, I suspect they haven't lived for hundreds of thousands of years, they've lived the same year hundreds of thousands of times, without growing a brain at all. I am an orphan. They talk about free choice, but in reality, who will use the traditional method to hunt for a spirit ring in the future? I am an orphan. Do you think the spirit pagoda will give the Seshavage a good look? Isn't this just a disguised monopoly? Auspicious snow in the forest. What's the most ridiculous part? Huo Yuhao used this as a bargaining chip to make up for the auspicious beast. Auspicious snow in the forest. The auspicious beast is the lifeline of the entire spirit beast race, and he tries to make up for it with a plan that accelerates their extinction. What is this called? Auspicious snow in the forest. This is called killing your whole family, then gifting you a coffin, while saying, look how sincere I am. Du Guyan. That's why in Duluo Dalu 3, the spirit beasts didn't even have a place to live. Du Guyan, the spirit pagoda, established by Huo Yuhao's own hand, directly became the headquarters for the villains. Du Guyan, the title center of history, fits him perfectly, even a bit of an understatement. Bing Bing is polite. Summary. Huo Yuhao used seemingly peaceful, but actually slow-acting poison, planned to successfully cripple the spirit beasts. Bing Bing is polite. The vicious beasts not only didn't react in time, but even thought this young man had vision and responsibility. Bing Bing is polite. With this IQ, I suggest they go back to the factory for a rebuild. Those hundreds of thousands of years were wasted. Calm and composed. I seriously suspect that the vicious beasts have been cursed. Calm and composed. If even one of them had a normal brain, they should have slapped Huo Yuhao into a meat patty on the spot. Then none of this subsequent mess would have happened. Under the Lake of Life. The auspicious beast watched this sharp critique, and all her previous emotions were completely ignited. She could no longer hold it back. What? It's one thing for this Huo Yuhao to take away my power of destiny in the future. It's one thing for this Huo Yuhao to get me killed and seduce me in the future. In the future, after I die, the spirit beast race won't have the luck of the auspicious beast. Their development speed is already slow, and it's hard to deal with humans. And then he comes up with this useless soul spirit. It looks like it benefits the spirit beasts, but in reality, it's completely useless. And just because of this, from now on, spirit beasts have to understand humans. Have to let go of their hatred for humans. If spirit beasts lose their fighting spirit, how can they fight against humans? Whether it's a spirit ring or a soul spirit beasts are always passive, and humans are always the ones gaining benefits. How could Uncle DTN be so stupid in the future to agree to such conditions? I simply PFF'd. As the auspicious beast continued, even she couldn't help but spit out blood. How could this DTN have the nerve to call himself the beast god? He is simply trash. No wonder the critic mentioned earlier that they might specifically critique DTN in the future. Looking at it this way, this idiot DTN is hardly any smarter than the future auspicious beast. The auspicious beast watched, also feeling a bit desperate. Could it be that this is really the future solution for our spirit beasts? Is it possible that our spirit beast race really doesn't have a single intelligent being? Sigh, looking at it this way, I think the position of beast god would be better off given to the Myriad Demon King. At least the Myriad Demon King is treacherous enough and truly thinks about the interests of the spirit beast race. The auspicious beast muttered, having no choice but to continue watching the light screen in pain and helplessness. At this moment, she was truly desperate, and didn't know what to do. Chapter 230, Joining the Army, Playing the Pig to Eat the Tiger, and Showing Off. Huo, the protagonist, says this is patriotism. On the light screen. Just after finishing things at the Spirit Pagoda, Huo Yuhao ran to the Clear Sky Sect to see Wang Donger. He discovered that she had regained her memory, but she had already left and even changed her name. This guy was quite open-minded. As long as she was fine, that was good enough. And then, this spirit saint adult did something that left everyone baffled. He went to join the army in the Star Luo Empire. No, you're a dignified spirit saint, and the Sun Moon Empire has already begun its invasion. It's not wrong to want to contribute to the war. But isn't what a normal person would think about how to use the cultivation of a spirit saint to deal with the enemy? You, on the other hand, spent your time figuring out how to hide your cultivation and start as the lowest ranking soldier. The reason you gave makes me blush on your behalf. saying something about wanting to earn merit step by step to prove yourself, to stand before General Dai Hao, and to seek justice for you and your mother. And you think that using your spirit saint cultivation, your Tang sect identity, or your spirit pagoda status to meet him is taking a shortcut and is shameful. Did you not earn your Tang sect status with your own blood and sweat? Did you not fight for your position in the spirit pagoda with your life? Did you not pass the entrance exam for Shrek Academy? Which of these was just handed to you by others? How did these become shortcuts? How is it shameful? You have to strip yourself bare and start from scratch to be considered tough, right? Fine, even if you want to start from scratch, do you know how many years that would take? By the time you crawl from a low-ranking soldier to a position where you can stand before General Dai Hao, the war will already be over. The Star Luo Empire would have already been destroyed by others. For the sake of your own inexplicable pride, you make the entire front line carry the pressure for you and countless comrades pay the price for you. What kind of patriotism is this? You talk about protecting the Star Luo Empire, but because you don't want to take a shortcut, you waste all of your spirit saint abilities. Do you know how many soldiers could have been saved if you had used just one spirit ability? You insist on disguising yourself as an ordinary soldier, fighting with a bayonet, killing 3 or 5 enemies and then feeling like you're glorious. I beg you, this isn't patriotism. You're sacrificing the lives of your country to satisfy your own worthless self-esteem. I've seen hypocrites, but I've never seen one as hypocritical as you. And then you entered the barracks, and it got even more ridiculous. You refused to use your spirit or spirit power, relying entirely on physical combat, at most being a bit stronger than an ordinary person, stabbing a couple more people to death. You say you want to prove yourself, but what exactly have you proven? Oh, you prove that when a spirit saint pretends to be a grunt, you can make all your comrades feel depressed. You even ran into your younger brother and hid your identity to show off in front of him. You also show off in front of your comrades, making it look like a grunt is more powerful than the captain. Aside from showing off, slapping faces, and playing the pig to eat the tiger, I haven't seen you do anything else. You say you earned merit in the process. Right, you discovered a plot by the Sun Moon Empire in advance. But you discovered this using your spirit master abilities, right? What does that have to do with you being a small soldier? If you hadn't joined the army, would you have been unable to use your spirit master abilities? Would you have been unable to discover their plot? So you mean you had to squat in a trench, wear that uniform, and then use your spirit saint level abilities to earn merit, and only then would the merit be valuable? You're not here to fight a war, you're clearly here to starting from zero, script to your own life. ... Du Guyan, I'm truly impressed. So, after all this, Huo Yuhao's whole operation was just to show off in front of his brother. Goddess of light, does he even understand that time is the most precious thing in war? Every hour could mean innocent soldiers dying. Bibi Dong, his perspective is too narrow. He holds the cultivation of a spirit saint, yet he only thinks about starting from zero to prove himself. It's like using a sharp weapon as firewood. Calm and composed, let's analyze this calmly. The fact that he thinks using other identities as a shortcut is a pathological obsession in itself. Hot girl, and he calls it patriotism. Patriotism is watching people die on the front lines while you're here leisurely, experiencing life. Goose Feather Snow, honestly, the most miserable ones are his comrades. They clearly have a top-tier combatant beside them, but they can only serve as cannon fodder. I am an orphan, he says it's to vindicate his mother, but if he actually died on the road to becoming a low-ranking soldier, who would vindicate his mother? Auspicious snow in the forest, so his logic is, I have the ability to change the outcome of the war directly, but I refuse to. Instead, I want to grind through the dungeon level by level to prove my innocence. Zhu Zuyun showing off and slapping faces is indeed satisfying, but the cost is using the lives of the entire Star Luo Empire's soldiers as a backdrop. Eternal Angel Tsai, to put it bluntly, he is kidnapped by his own self-esteem. The so-called, down-to-earth, approach is just another form of selfishness. Du Guyan, no need to whitewash him. Kidnapped by self-esteem, isn't it just for the sake of playing the pig to eat the tiger and forcing to show off? Du Guyan, if he participated in the war directly, with his abilities, it would be more valuable than being a grunt, right? Du Guyan, the point isn't about what he does. It's mainly that he says he wants to contribute to the country, but he doesn't care about making a contribution at all. Is this what you call a contribution? Zhu Zuyun, it really is disgusting enough. In the special space. Huo Yun'er looked at the sharp comments on the light screen and sighed helplessly. Yu Hao, mother doesn't care about face at all, nor do I care if you need to prove yourself to General Dai Hao. However, if you can truly contribute to the Star Luo Empire in the future, mother would be happy. But you clearly know your own strength and abilities, and you clearly know that with greater power comes greater responsibility, so why do you still want to be this small, insignificant grunt? Could it be that, for you, contributing to the Star Luo Empire is not as important as proving yourself and showing off? Huo Yun'er had watched from the very beginning, and as she looked at her son, she felt increasingly like he was a stranger. What is the point of a spirit saint becoming a grunt? Huo Yun'er also loved the Star Luo Empire, so watching this made her feel even more disappointed and emotional. In the Duluo II era. Outside the Shrek Academy dormitory. Tang Ya, Wang Donger, and Xiao Xiao, the three girls, watched this segment, their eyes twitching, not knowing what to say. Tang Ya complained helplessly. If Huo Yuhao really wanted to be patriotic and really wanted to play a role in the war, I honestly don't know what the point of him becoming a grunt is. With his abilities, he could either assassinate enemy leaders, research spirit tools, or become a general, any of these would work. All of them are more useful than being a grunt. But he just chose to do this. Perhaps, he really just wanted to show off. Xiao Xiao sneered, of course. Otherwise, senior sister Tang Ya, how would you explain Huo Yuhao's choice? He has so much power available, yet he chooses to waste time and waste his own abilities. In a sense, this is indeed disgusting and shameful. The key is that he still claims he wants to contribute to the country, which is the most speechless part. Wang Donger also echoed, actually, if he didn't say that, what he's doing wouldn't be so hypocritical. But he insists on giving himself a lofty reason, which is what makes people most speechless. Tang Ya and Xiao Xiao also nodded, their expressions still full of disdain. The three girls could only continue to watch the light screen to see what happened next. Chapter 231, Choosing a 20,000-year soul spirit for Bebe. Huo the protagonist bites the hand that feeds. On the light screen. Let's just say, this move by Huo Yuhao is truly incomprehensible. You claim you're joining the army, and every day you shout about contributing to the Star Luo Empire. And what's the result? After serving for a while, you just leave whenever you want. So it turns out you just wanted to show off in front of your younger brother and then run away, realizing that staying in the army had no value, right? We don't know why you returned to the Tang sect in Shrek Academy, and we don't dare to ask. But your next move really makes things clear. Huo Yuhao, you are truly disgusting. You took your companions, Bebe, Shu Sanqi, and Xiao Xiao, to get soul spirits, under the guise of promoting technology. Good grief, Bebe and Shu Sanqi are already level 70, and this is the kind of soul spirit you pick for them. Normally speaking, for geniuses among geniuses like Bebe and Shu Sanqi, it wouldn't be excessive to get a 70,000 or 80,000 year spirit ring for their 7th ring, right? And yet, you got a 20,000 year heavenly dragon horse for Bebe. This heavenly dragon horse claims to have Dragon Clan bloodline, but since its name ends in horse, how much Dragon Clan bloodline can it actually have? A 20,000 year soul spirit can be absorbed by an ordinary spirit master for their 6th ring. So, Bebe reaching the 7th ring is on the same level as his 6th ring. Bebe was so good to you back then, and this is the 20,000 year spirit beast you find for him. When you first arrived at Shrek Academy, who took care of you? Who protected you? Bebe treated you with all his heart, and yet when he needed you, you fobbed him off with this thing. Honestly, this soul spirit isn't even as good as Bebe hunting for a spirit ring himself, at least that would provide a solid increase in strength. After this whole operation of yours, despite all the help Bebe gave you, he ends up with just a 20,000 year soul spirit. Might as well rely on oneself for food and clothing. But that's not even the most disgusting part. The most disgusting part is, you pick a 30,000 year spirit beast for Shu Sanqi. Shu Sanqi bullied you at the start, and you give him a 30,000 year soul spirit. When Shu Sanqi first met you, he smashed your stall and bullied you. Even if he helped you later, it doesn't compare to Bebe's kindness toward you, right? And yet, you picked a higher age for him than for Bebe. Even more absurdly, that 30,000 year spirit beast of Shu Sanqi's was actually 100,000 years old. The difference in benefits is just too huge, isn't it? So, those who helped you are destined to suffer, while those who bullied you end up profiting greatly. Huo Yuhao, oh Huo Yuhao, your actions are truly despicable. If this isn't bullying the weak and fearing the strong, what is it? If this isn't an ingrate, what is it? Bebe treated you with genuine kindness, and this is how you repay him. Shu Sanqi bullied you back then, and you end up giving him something better. This move truly illustrates the saying, the good die young, while the wicked live for 1,000 years. I've finally seen through it. With Huo Yuhao, whoever treats him well is unlucky, and whoever treats him poorly lives a high life. Bebe must have had 8 lifetimes of bad luck to end up with a junior brother like you. After helping you so much, he gets a lousy 20,000 year soul spirit in exchange. If you really didn't have the ability to find something better, that would be one thing. But you managed to find a 100,000 year level 1 for Shu Sanchi, yet you just scraped together a 20,000 year 1 for Bebe to make up the numbers. This isn't a matter of ability, this is purely being disgusting. Huo Yu Hao, if you think Bebe is easy to bully, just say it, don't pull these phony tricks. Promoting soul spirit technology, thinking of your companions, to put it bluntly, you are just bullying the weak and fearing the strong. Whoever treats you with sincerity, you go all out to scam them. And you still have the nerve to call yourself loyal and righteous. Loyal to those who are fierce to you, and righteous to those who bully you, right? Anyway, I've seen it clearly. From now on, whoever says Huo Yu Hao is good to his companions, just throw this 20,000 year soul spirit incident in their face. 20,000 years, huh? Bebe's level 77th spirit ring is only worth 20,000 years. If this isn't an ingrate, then there are no ingrates in this world. This part of Huo Yu Hao's actions is, truly and undeniably, completely devoid of morality. How much did Bebe help him back then, and how many benefits has he received now? It's his 7th spirit ring, and you just get him a 20,000 year soul spirit. Furthermore, the heavenly dragon horse is just a horse. How much practical use does it have for Bebe, an attack system spirit master? It has reached a realm of shamelessness. If Bebe could have known in advance, he probably wouldn't have any good feelings or trust for Huo Yu Hao. If this isn't an ingrate, who is? The other female characters watched the sharp commentary on the light screen and were similarly rendered speechless to the extreme. This Huo Yu Hao is truly shameless. Du Guyan is Huo Yu Hao sick. Bebe treated him like his own younger brother back then, and he gets him a 20,000 year horse. Is he trying to brush off a beggar? Bing Bing is polite, absorbing a 20,000 year ring for the 7th ring at level 70. What's the difference between this and not having a breakthrough? Bebe was truly blind to treat you so well. Bibi Dong, to put it bluntly, it's just bullying the weak and fearing the strong. He bows and scrapes to Shu Sanchi, who bullied him, and gives him a 100,000 year soul spirit, but fobbed off his benefactor Bebe. Isn't that despicable? Calm and composed rational analysis. The rational analysis is that Bebe's investment was a total loss. He fed an ingrate. Hot girl, laughable. Shu Sanchi smashed his stall and bullied him back then, and ends up with a 100,000 year soul spirit. Bebe spent money, effort, and protected him, and gets a lousy 20,000 year horse. Huo Yu Hao, what kind of bullshit logic is this? Needle-tailed swift, so, the better people treat you, the more you scam them, and the fiercer they are to you, the more you fawn over them. Isn't that just pure self-abasement? I am an orphan. If Bebe went to hunt on his own, wouldn't it be better to just get a spirit ring over 50,000 years? Instead, he gets scammed by this ingrate into a 20,000 year one and still has to be grateful. I'm going to puke. Auspicious snow in the forest. The heavenly dragon horse has a trace of Dragon Clan bloodline. A horse with Dragon Clan bloodline is still a horse. A 20,000 year horse for a level 70 person is their 7th ring. How do you have the nerve to offer that? Goddess of Light. He talks about contributing to the Star Luo Empire, but runs away after 2 days of being a soldier. Showing off and then running away is really exciting. This person is too fake. The only princess. The most disgusting part is the double standard. You scam those who treat you with sincerity to death, and you fawn over those who bullied you to death. What kind of bullshit values are these? Du Guyan and Bebe never received any benefits from him afterwards. Does that mean all the effort Bebe put in back then was only worth a 20,000 year beast? Hot girl. Bebe took care of him for so long, and at a critical moment, he sabotages him. Shu Sanchi bullied him, and he rushes to give him a big gift. Who would dare be friends with such a person? Needle-tailed swift, an ingrate among ingrates, a classic example of biting the hand that feeds. If Bebe had saved a dog back then, the dog would at least know how to wag its tail. Chapter 232, Kissing Juzi to have a child. Huo, the protagonist, cheats for the 2nd time. Duluo Tuera. Outside the Shrek Academy dormitory. 20,000 years. Wang Donger cried out, the color draining from her face instantly. For the 7th spirit ring, you choose a 20,000 year soul spirit. Xiao Xiao covered her mouth, unable to speak for a long time. Senior brother Bebe. Xiao Xiao's voice trembled. That is senior brother Bebe. Tanya clenched her fists, her whole body shaking. Tanya, calm down. How can I calm down? Tanya turned her head abruptly, her eyes red. Bebe is Huo Yu Hao's guide. Who was it that brought him out of the Duke's mansion in the first place? Bebe treated him like his own younger brother, and he just picked a 20,000 year soul spirit for Bebe. Xiao Xiao grabbed her arm. Maybe there's a reason. What reason? Tanya shook off her hand, tears falling. A normal spirit master's 7th spirit ring starts at 50,000 years. When Shu Sanchi bullied him, he chose a 30,000 year one for Shu Sanchi. He only chose 20,000 years for Bebe. Xiao Xiao's expression also changed. What is this? Bullying the honest. Tanya's voice trembled. bullying Bebe because he's honest. If this isn't returning kindness with enmity, what is? She turned and walked towards the male dormitory. Wang Donger hugged her waist. Tangya. Let go of me. Tangya struggled. I want to ask Huo Yuhao if he still has a conscience. I know you are Life Chi. Wang Donger held her tight. I am Life Chi too. But what is the point of rushing over there? Tangya slumped to the ground, crying into her hands. Bebe was so good to him. Does he know how much Bebe trusted him? Xiao Xiao squatted down and patted her back. How could Yuhao do this? Xiao Xiao whispered. Wang Donger stood there clenching her fists. Beast. Tangya looked up, her face covered in tears. A beast that bullies the honest. The three of them fell silent. In the special space. Huo Yunar looked at the light screen, motionless. Yuhao, how could you do this? She didn't understand spirit masters, didn't understand the difference between 20,000 years and 50,000 years. But she could understand the host's expression. It was an expression of utter disappointment. Bebe. Her eyes reddened. Yuhao had told her that senior brother brought him out of the Duke's mansion, taught him to cultivate, and took care of him. She had always remembered this kindness. Yuhao, how could you treat him like this? Her voice began to tremble. He treated you like a younger brother, and you just chose a 20,000-year one for him. She closed her eyes, tears sliding down. It must be that mother didn't teach you well. She kept muttering. It is mother's fault. Yuhao, you should have repaid the kindness. The more she spoke, the more disappointed and helpless she felt, ending in a sigh. You are so different from the good child in my memory. Her voice was so soft it was almost inaudible. So different. Huo Yunar had no choice but to continue watching the light screen. But she seemed to be able to feel that perhaps the further it went, the more sharp commentary on Huo Yuhao there would be. In the light screen. The sharp commentary indeed continued, and Huo Yuhao's points of criticism were not few either. After finishing the soul spirits for his companions, Huo Yuhao and the others were still staying in the Stardew Great Forest. Didn't it say before that Wang Donger turned into Tang Wedong and lost her memory? Then Huo Yuhao must definitely want Tang Wedong to recover her memory and want Tang Wedong to fall in love with him again. Then this guy wants his wife to recover her memory and fall in love with him again. Guess what ancestral secret recipe he took out? Still the same old 3 tricks, acting pitiful, roasting fish, I am an orphan. Once Tang Wedong heard he was an orphan, her heart softened. Once she ate the roasted fish, hey, she liked him again. He used this routine from Ma Xiaotao to Wang Chuer, and now he's using it on Tang Wedong. The main idea is to use the same method to deal with all changes, he's even too lazy to change the lines. Huo Yuhao, oh Huo Yuhao, you are truly amazing. Others' trump cards are divine rank spirit ability, your trump card is roasted fish and acting pitiful. You're just living your life relying on these 2 special skills, right? I am an orphan, you've said these 4 words 10,000 times, they're almost worn smooth by you. Tang Wedong lost her memory and you use this trick. If Tang Wedong loses her memory again one day, are you going to use this trick again? Are you falling in love or running a loop playback? And the most ridiculous thing is, it works every time. Tang Wedong's heart softens as soon as she eats roasted fish, and tears fall as soon as she hears you are an orphan. I am truly convinced. This plot has been dragged out for 800 chapters and you're still copy-pasting here. If you really put the energy you use to coax girls into your cultivate, you would have become a god king long ago. But no, you just have to use one trick to conquer the world. It seems that you, Huo Yuhao, only know this one trick in your whole life. You can't fall in love without roasted fish in the words, I am an orphan, right? And even if we skip this insight, the matter that follows is truly explosive. Later, the Sun Moon Empire and the Duluo continent went to war. Juzi was the commander-in-chief of the 3 armies, simply put, the head of the invaders. Huo Yuhao caught her on the battlefield. Guess what he did? He did nothing, no killing, no trial, no imprisonment, he just stayed there reminiscing about the past with her. The 2 of them were recalling memories, chatting so warmly. Even better, Juzi said she wanted him to kiss her. Huo Yuhao, a person with a girlfriend, a person who keeps saying, I only have Tang Wedong in my heart, every day, just kissed her like that. And Juzi put poison on her lips, directly drugged him, and then used a spirit tool to steal his seeds. Yes, that kind of seed, and went back to have a child. What is the most outrageous thing? Huo Yuhao was at level 70 or 80 at that time, specializing in mental force. Could he not know the little schemes in Juzi's heart? As a result, he acted like an idiot. When she asked him to kiss, he kissed. After kissing, he collapsed, with no defense at all. Fine, we'll hold our noses and tolerate the old routine for chasing his wife, but you really can't wash away what happened on the battlefield. You keep saying, I only have Tang Wedong in my heart. Every day, you'd practically carve it on your forehead with a knife. But as soon as Juzi appears, your mouth is like it's rented, you kiss as soon as she asks. After kissing, you even admit she is the first woman I was moved by. Then what was it when you saw the goddess of light in the martial soul fusion skill with Wang Donger? Was that your glaucoma and cataract making you see wrong? Is this mouth of yours grown for eating or for lying? What's more disgusting, who is Juzi, the commander-in-chief of the Sun Moon Empire's 3 armies, the head of the invaders? How many innocent civilians did her subordinates kill? You got her, didn't kill her, didn't try her, and you just reminisced with her. You keep saying you want to serve the country and stop the war, but the enemy commander-in-chief is right in front of you. Don't you have any idea how many people could be saved if you just struck with your blade? Chapter 233. You claim to protect the country, but you only care about women. You can't bear to part with her just because she's in your heart, so your sense of justice is just an accessory to your love-struck brain. You have a sense of justice when your girlfriend is around, but it automatically shuts down when an old flame shows up. And listen to what you're saying, Juzi is the first woman who made my heart flutter. Then what about the vows you made to Wang Donger? Was that just a momentary impulse? And what is N.A.N to you now? Someone you're just settling for. Your mouth is more deceptive than the spirit guidance cannons of the Sun Moon Empire. You sweet-talked Wang Donger, then N.A.N, and after N.A.N, you went back to sweet-talking Juzi. Which word of yours is even true? Or is it that the words the sincere heart simply don't exist in your dictionary, who owe you how? But those are minor issues. What really makes my blood pressure skyrocket is your brain. You are a spirit master in the 70s or 80s, specializing in mental force, with several soul spirits. How strong is your mental force? You can sense others' emotions from dozens of miles away. And yet, you couldn't detect the poison on Juzi's lips. You couldn't probe the little schemes in her heart. What is this? Did Juzi smear a love potion on her lips, or was it a, who owe you how IQ reset, agent? It made you shut down all your mental force and dropped your IQ into the negatives. You're like a randy poodle, going up to kiss her and then collapsing. Are you a genius of the spirit master's world or a joke? You claim you want to protect the soul spirits within you, protect the Star Luo Empire, and protect the Duluo continent. Yet, when facing the enemy commander, you don't have the most basic defenses. If she tells you to kiss, you kiss. If she tells you to lie down, you lie down. Did you come here to fight a war or to hand over your head? If Juzi had been truly ruthless and chopped you down, all those soul spirits would have been buried with you, and the Duluo continent would have collapsed without a leader. Can you take responsibility for that? Take responsibility, my foot. All that's left in your brain are Juzi's lips. And you even had your seed stolen. Your seed was stolen. A spirit master in the 70s or 80s, drugged in having your genetic material stolen. If this gets out, you'll have dragged the reputation of the entire spirit master's world to the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. And what's the funniest part? Juzi later used your seed to have a child, and you just stood there agonizing over it, looking like a spineless wretch, going, oh, what should I do? What should you do? You couldn't control your mouth. Who are you going to blame? You claim to protect everyone, but you can't even protect your own seed. What are you going to use to protect the Duluo continent? That bamboo skewer you used to roast fish. To put it bluntly, Huo Yuhao is the classic example of someone whose mouth is full of high-minded principles, but whose heart is full of women. He talks about country, responsibility, and justice louder than anyone, but when it comes down to the crunch, his brain is only filled with those sordid matters below the belt. To be this hypocritical and this stupid, yet still act like a Casanova every day, saying affectionately, I only have N.A.N in my heart, don't you know who is actually in your heart? Is your heart filled with a harem audition list? Wang Donger getting stuck with a boyfriend like you, Juzi getting stuck with an old flame like you, N.A.N getting stuck with a beloved man like you, and the Duluo continent getting stuck with a hero like you. That is truly 8 lifetimes of bad luck. Who owe you how? What you owe this world isn't an, I'm sorry, it's that uncontrollable tongue of yours and that brain that can never see things clearly. In this segment, Song Yi's sharp critique was once again a wild output. After all, this was truly cheating, and it could be considered his second time doing so. For a man like Huo Yuhao, it's no wonder Tang San has always looked down on him. With such repeated cheating, what father could stand it? For N.A.N to be with a man like this, it is truly 8 lifetimes of bad luck. The other female characters, after watching this, felt even more disgusted, and some even just wanted to curse. Du Guyant roasting fish and playing the victim card. Huo Yuhao, is this the only combo you have for chasing girls? Bing Bing is polite from Ma Xiao Tao to N.A.N, you've relied on roasted fish the whole way. You're going to roast fish into an endangered species. Bibi Dong, you say your greatest love will always be Wang Donger, yet Juzi became the first woman to make your heart flutter. Calm and composed then was your heart fake when you performed the spirit fusion with Wang Donger? Or is your first just scheduled in order? Hot girl, you keep claiming to protect the country and stop the war, yet when you captured the enemy commander, you didn't kill her, didn't interrogate her, and didn't hand her over to your superiors. Needle-tailed Swift, you just reminisced with her in the military camp. How much blood of the Duluo continent's soldiers and civilians is on Juzi's hands? What could you possibly have to talk about with her? I am an orphan. Juzi asked you to kiss her, and you just did it. Do you even know you have a girlfriend? Auspicious snow in the forest. First Wang Chuer, now Juzi, Huo Yuhao, this is your second time cheating, stop pretending to be affectionate and devoted. Goose Feather Snow, a super spirit master in the 70s or 80s, with ultimate ice and peak mental force, and you were drugged by a kiss. Eternal Angel, what about your mental detection? What about your vigilance? You couldn't even detect the enemy's emotional fluctuations. The only princess, if Brother Tianmeng knew you were this useless, he'd probably be so angry he'd jump right out of your body. Du Guyan, please, stop using your orphan status to play the victim. I'm wearing this ID, and seeing you use this trick to sweet talk girls every time makes me embarrassed. Bing Bing is polite. You couldn't feel the poison on Juzi's lips. You, a mental type spirit master, were completely undefended when facing an enemy leader. Bibi Dong, if Juzi had been a bit more ruthless and killed you, how would the Duluo continent fight this war? Do you think you're worthy of the soldiers who died on the front lines? Calm and composed. Being drugged is one thing, but you actually had your seed stolen to have a child. You went to fight a war and ended up having your genes stolen by the enemy. Hot girl, your mouth is full of justice, but your brain is full of women. Needle-tailed Swift, you say you love Tang Wedong the most, but your body was honest with Wang Chuer. I am an orphan. You still have Juzi in your heart. You can even kiss and reminisce with an enemy leader. Auspicious Snow in the forest. Guo Yuhao, you really are hypocritical to an appalling degree and stupid to a shocking extent. Needle-tailed Swift, I think the point isn't his stupidity, but this Huo Yuhao's hypocrisy. Needle-tailed Swift, anyway, this should count as his second time cheating. Having a girlfriend, yet going to kiss other women and expressing that he likes other women, if that's not cheating, I refuse to accept it. Most loyal believer of the sea god. Yeah, this man, looking at it this way, is indeed far worse than Tang San. I don't even know how much worse. The female characters, one by one, watched the sharp critique, feeling helpless and disgusted. Cheating twice, and he still has the nerve to be called the future child of luck. Sigh. Chapter 234, Condensing the Spirit Core and Killing Pavilion Master N.A.N. Is this Huo the protagonist's filial piety? Duluo 2 era. Inside the female dormitory of Shrek Academy. They're kissing again. Tang Yao pointed at the light screen. He's kissing that Juzi again. Xiao Xiao frowned. Last time it was Wang Chuer, this time it's Juzi. How many women does he need to kiss to be satisfied? And his seeds were stolen too. Tang Yao's voice grew louder. Is he an idiot? It's not that he couldn't protect them, it's that he didn't want to. Xiao Xiao said. Tang Yao turned to look at Wang Donger. Donger, aren't you angry? Wang Donger sat on the edge of the bed, her face expressionless. I'm not angry anymore. The first time I saw Wang Chuer, I was quite furious. Later, it happened so many times I lost count. She paused. Now, I don't even feel like scolding him. Tang Yao gritted her teeth. Does this man have any bottom line? Xiao Xiao whispered. The most infuriating thing is that those people in the light screen are still making excuses for him. Donger, this kind of man isn't worth it. Tang Yao walked up to her. He's not worth another glance from you. Wang Donger nodded. I know. Xiao Xiao clenched her fists. What right does he have? Betraying you time and time again, yet still pretending he has some hidden grievance. Because that's just the kind of person he is. Tang Yao crossed her arms. He's not passionate, he's promiscuous. Wang Donger suddenly spoke. He's not promiscuous. He just doesn't let anyone go. The room was quiet for a while. Tang Yao sat beside her. Donger, I feel it's not worth it for you. It's nothing worth it or not. Wang Donger said, from now on, whoever he kisses has nothing to do with me. Whoever he marries has nothing to do with me. She turned her gaze away from the light screen. I don't hate him anymore. I just don't want to have anything to do with him. Tang Yao put her arm around her shoulder. It's good that you broke up. Xiao Xiao leaned in too. You deserve someone better. No, Wang Donger shook her head. I don't want anything anymore. The three of them were truly at a loss, and could only continue to watch the light screen helplessly. Could there possibly be anything more disgusting later on? Inside the light screen. Huo the protagonist, this guy, can only be described as a jinx descended to Earth, a specialist in cursing his mentors, a max-level disaster star. After the matter with Juzi was resolved, a bunch of miscellaneous things happened, and then we reached a critical node. Previously, the Sun Moon Empire invaded, and both continents were completely swept by the flames of war. And our Huo the protagonist began condensing his second spirit core, preparing for another breakthrough. Let's first explain, what is the concept of a spirit core in the Duluo continent? A spirit core is the solid form of spirit power, capable of compressing spirit power and enhancing strength. Normal spirit masters only condense their first spirit core after reaching title Duluo, and only at level 99 limit Duluo are they qualified to touch a second one. But who is Huo Yuhao? He's the fighter jet among cheaters. He picked up his first spirit core for free at level 70, and now at level 90, he's rushing to become a title Duluo. He skipped the normal process and went straight for the second one. And there are two paths to condensing a spirit core, yin and yang complement and company position resonance. The difficulty is worlds apart, and the strength is also worlds apart. Yin and yang complement is clearly a hard bone meant for ruthless people. Huo Yuhao slapped his forehead. I want the strongest one. Then he chose yin and yang complement. Well, of course, he's used to cheating, who cares about his own capabilities anymore? The problem is this something you can just choose if you want to? Full of, I want to be stronger, but what was the result? Arrogance deep in his bones, recklessness in his head. Reality, what is that? Can you eat it? But let's not talk about how the spirit core condensation went for a moment, just mentioning that before Huo Yuhao condensed the spirit core, he made another idiotic mistake. Before condensing the spirit core, Huo Yuhao stuffed all 3 major Shrek Academy spirit master legions into his other undead demi-plane. These 3 major legions were Shrek Academy's trump card for survival. Originally, they were temporarily kept under Huo Yuhao's custody, but what happened? The Sun Moon Empire was already at the gates, and you, Huo Yuhao, started closed-door cultivation for a breakthrough at this time. Breakthrough is fine, but you should have released the legions first. No, I won't. Until I, Huo Yuhao, finish my breakthrough, no one is allowed to touch them. In reality, Huo Yuhao just forgot. I also can't understand, you are already a titled Duluo, knowing the tension of the situation, how could you forget such a major event? It really makes one suspect if Huo Yuhao did this on purpose. It's also possible that to him, whether Shrek lives or dies. What does that have to do with me? As long as I'm satisfied, that's enough. And the most ridiculous part, Elder Zahn, that old fool, is still trying to make excuses for Huo Yuhao. Elder Zahn said with a deep expression, this is to protect Shrek's vital strength. I burst out laughing, people are already riding on your face outputting damage, and you hid the army, this is called protecting vital strength. Are you sure this isn't muscle memory from wiping Huo Yuhao's butt? What is this called? This is like someone holding a knife to your throat, and you say, I tied my hands to protect my fists. Isn't this purely water in the brain, and boiling water at that? Alright, let's continue to enjoy the large-scale car crash of spirit core condensation. Sure enough, Huo Yuhao's reckless choice, as expected, is about to have an accident. Halfway through the condensation, he became weak himself, unable to hold on. Cheating halfway through, the cheater himself withered first. So what to do? If you can't hold on, someone has to fill the pit. Pavilion Master N.A.N appeared. Who is Pavilion Master N.A.N? Huo Yuhao's teacher. After he died, his soul merged into the golden tree, surviving by relying on the golden tree. Although he lost his physical body, his soul was still there, so it counted as a living state. But he couldn't stand Huo Yuhao's ability to cause trouble. Previously, Wang Chuer was indirectly killed by Huo Yuhao, and N.A.N Launch Beast died. Pavilion Master N.A.N came out to save the situation once, and his soul was already burned once. Now, it's even worse. Huo Yuhao's second spirit core condensation exploded again, and Pavilion Master N.A.N has to sacrifice himself again. Pavilion Master N.A.N, your choice of yin and yang complement is entirely a reckless act. But, in a sense, it is also correct. Everyone, taste this, in a sense, it is also correct, isn't this clearly trying to coax you? Translating, I'm afraid if I scold you too hard you won't be able to take it, so I'll give you a way out. Then I'll say, in a sense, I'm pouring sulfuric acid on your face to disinfect you, do you believe it? This time, to save Huo Yuhao, Pavilion Master N.A.N's soul was completely burned out, not even dregs left. He was originally living well in the golden tree, and could have lived for a while longer, but what happened? He was squeezed dry by Huo Yuhao twice, and is completely gone. Another teacher, exhausted to death by Huo Yuhao. Chapter 235, Huo Yuhao is completely broken. She doesn't want to acknowledge this son anymore. Let's count them up. Electrolux, how did he die? Huo Yuhao was greedy and insisted on absorbing the clear sky sex jade bed. Electrolux died trying to save him. Now Pavilion Master N.A.N, how did he die? Huo Yuhao was reckless and insisted on choosing the yin-yang complementary dual soul core to show off, then couldn't handle it and dragged Pavilion Master N.A.N down with him, and now Pavilion Master N.A.N is gone too. My god, Huo Yuhao, do you have a blood feud with the profession of teacher? Electrolux died for you, Pavilion Master N.A.N died for you, are you collecting them like stamps? One after another. You curse teachers, you curse them until they're extinct, to the point where it's intolerable to heaven. With this kind of character, if you're not a jinx, what are you? You're a harbinger of doom, a master-cursing maniac, a human-shaped lone star of disaster. Those around you either die, get crippled, or have their souls burned to ashes. You say you want to cheat, fine, just enjoy it secretly, why do you have to flaunt it everywhere? Why do you have to think you're the best in the world, always choosing the fiercest path, always acting recklessly? Once things go wrong, someone has to clean up your mess, and while cleaning, they end up dead. Huo Yuhao, oh Huo Yuhao, shouldn't you take a look in the mirror? Of course, with that brain of yours, even if you looked in the mirror, you wouldn't recognize what kind of creature you are. To put it bluntly, this type of person is a classic case of, after I die, I don't care if the world burns. Holding on to the legions, I'm just enjoying myself. Choosing the hardest way to condense the soul core, I'm just showing off. When things go wrong, finding a teacher to take the fall, I just need to survive. Is the whole world just a power bank for you, Huo Yuhao? Use it and toss it and forget it. For Shrek to end up with a chosen one, like you, they really must have had 8 lifetimes of bad luck, their ancestral graves must be emitting black smoke. Finally, I want to ask one thing. Huo Yuhao, who is your next teacher? Tell me in advance so I can buy them accidental death insurance and name myself the beneficiary. At least I can get some money back. The female characters watching were disgusted to the extreme. It was simply disgusting, he had caused his teacher to die again. What exactly did Pavilion Master N.A.N do wrong to deserve having to clean up?